Washington, a third consecutive trip to the Rose Bowl. And hanging in the balance for the Huskies, a chance to etch their name into Rose Bowl history. And the play is coming up next. You are looking live at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. Back in the early 60s, the Rose Bowl was the first college football game ever broadcast nationally in living color. And for thousands of youngsters who grew up playing the game in that era, this is where they dreamt of playing on New Year's Day. The Rose Bowl, football's original field of dreams. ABC Sports welcomes you to the Rose Bowl. The winners of the Big Ten and the champions of the Pac-10. And the Rose Bowl now starting to fill up. And welcome to our Quaker State pregame report. The Grand Marshal of the festivities, the wonderful actress Angela Lansbury arriving here. And the Queen, Leanna Yamasaki from Temple City, 17-year-old high school senior. And our festivities continue. Has been entertaining the crowd here, and very happy New Year to everybody along the way. I'm Brent Musburger, and as we ring in 1993, it strikes us that the number 3 is so big here today. Washington trying to win for the 3rd straight time. Right now it is time for our national anthem. So let's go down below and join the Michigan band. Michigan and Washington getting ready. But despite the fact that Washington won their 3rd straight Pac-10 title, it has not been smooth sailing for the Husky football program. Marianne Grabavoy has more on that story.
New Year's Day 1992, just 365 days ago. For Don James and his Washington Huskies, it was the best of times. A 34-14 win over Michigan in the Rose Bowl, an unbeaten, untied season, their first ever college football national championship.
It was a great accomplishment. It was one of the greatest football teams in the history of our league, and it was truly a team that achieved enough on the field with a lot of quality young people that they deserved everything they got.
Although they'd end up sharing the national championship title with Miami, the Huskies had finally made their way to the promised land, powered by a sophomore quarterback sensation, Billy Joe Hobert, co-MVP of the Rose Bowl, a native son of Washington State. For Hobert, the future looked rosy.
20 years down the road, I might look back and say, God, this is probably the best day of my life.
And the worst day may have come in early November '92, when it was revealed Hobert received a $50,000 loan that may violate NCAA rules. In a 3-month spree, Hobart spent the $50,000 on cars, guns, and wild weekends with friends. The loan was deemed improper because Hobart had no assets to guarantee its repayment other than his potential earnings as a pro football player. The university ruled him ineligible to play. Billy Joe Hobart wanted to play again for the Huskies and considered petitioning the NCAA for reinstatement. But just this week, Hobart was in his attorney's office in Seattle and signed the papers making him eligible for the '93 NFL Draft. Just 2 weeks after the university was shocked by the Billy Joe Hobart deal, a senior linebacker, Danaka Smith, was arrested and charged with several counts of delivery of a controlled substance, said to be cocaine. He's been released on $75,000 bail, and a trial date will be set in early January. Smith's attorney told me, and I quote, "The portrayal of Danaka Smith as a renegade athlete getting rich on drug-dealing money is absolutely false. And we look forward to presenting the complete truth about how we became involved with undercover Seattle police operatives." If the Hobart and Smith situations weren't enough of a shadow hanging over James and the Huskies, on December 9th, the Los Angeles Times published an investigative report on the Washington program. In it, former Huskies charged that boosters gave them cash and other illegal benefits during their playing days. All the players quoted in the article have been involved in failed lawsuits against the university.
One of the poorest exhibitions of yellow journalism I've ever seen. Writers that had talked to dozens of players and dozens that called me and said, "Coach, they called, I've said positive things," and not one positive thing came out of the article. The LA Times responded to Don James's charge of yellow journalism by saying, quote, "Once again, the messenger has been mistaken for the message. The preponderance of evidence is such that there are clearly problems in the Washington program. Everyone in the article was named, all parties were contacted and given a chance to respond." The NCAA has not launched a formal probe into these latest allegations. In fact, the last time...
Exclusive is brought to you by the Chrysler Corporation. In the car business, you lead, follow, or get out of the way. By UPS, the package delivery company more companies count on. And by McDonald's. What you want is what you get, guaranteed at McDonald's today.
We are back at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, and number 38, Eric Lovell, will kick it off for the Wolverines. Peter Alazovec, their normal kickoff man, pulled a quad muscle during practice here on the West Coast a couple days ago. There is Napoleon Kaufman, number 8, the most dangerous man, along with 42, Jay Berry, the deep men for the Huskies. It's Berry from the 4. Berry out to the 25-yard line. Huskies' first possession. Their offensive line features a great one in Lincoln Kennedy, 6'7", 340 pounds. He anchors that line. Behind him, Napoleon Kaufman will be the key man today. Number 8, Darius Turner, number 31, starts at fullback. Matt Jones said let the senior start. And Mark Brunell, the left-hander who 2 years ago was the MVP in the Huskies Rose Bowl triumph, takes over. And what to watch, what he can do with this offense is bring the option at you. They're from the left hash mark, 1st and 10. Brunell to throw on 1st down, complete to Damon Mack. Defensively now for the Wolverines, and they're going to line up a little differently, trying to get Hutchison on the outside, Aga Khan inside with Henderson, and then also get a rush out of talented Matt Dyson. Greg McThomas moves into the Wolverines starting lineup. Here's the defensive backfield. That backfield has been decimated all year by injuries. 2nd down, the scripted play is a counter. Watch the fullback. Darius Turner is to get this play. Here it comes, number 31. The hole was there, and Darius explodes for a Husky 1st down. And Dick Vermeil, the young man, was so happy he could not wait to tell you about that play yesterday.
No, he said, and as you said, Brent, it's a counter all the way. You'll see Big Peters Peterson, number 60, and Lincoln Kennedy leading it through. And you see Darius Kearney making a good gain right off the bat on a counter play.
Well, happy New Year, Mr. Vermeil, and we welcome Bo Schembechler. And Bo, no bleeding Wolverine
No.
colors. We got a lot of friends in Seattle.
I'm totally impartial in this game.
Oh,
Brunell drops it off, and Kaufman slips on the reception.
they played the Michigan fight song down there on the field, and I was standing next to Bo. He couldn't help himself. He started singing. I mean, he was belting it out.
Bo, here at the top of the game, give everybody an idea of what happened to the defensive backfield at Michigan for Coach Gary Moeller.
Well, he had two very fine corners that could play man-to-man defense, which allowed him to use those 8 people inside and bring heavy defenses and blitz. He lost both of them early in the season to injuries, and so they've had to lay off being aggressive in there and have played more standard coverages.
Now the no-back look for the Huskies, and Brunell drops it off into the hands of Kaufman. Kaufman broke the first tackle down at the 37-yard line.
Complete to Kaufman.
With no backs in the backfield, that really gives you the opportunity to spread the defense across the field. Focus your attention to the left side of the screen. Tight end cleaning out, running back delaying underneath. He was split out as a wide receiver. No defender in that area. Makes a few yards.
Stop for Michigan. Brings up 3rd and 11.
18 years, the head coach up in Seattle.
Again, Brent, no backs in the backfield, spreading them all the way across the field.
Penalty marker down, first flag of the game. Greg McThomas was coming that time.
Greg McThomas is starting his first game, a little bit anxious. You'll see him here right to the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, number 41. See him jump across there, again, starting his first game, and it being a Rose Bowl game. Shante Peoples, number 3, strong safety blitz, sack.
So now it is 3rd down, and defensively, the Wolverines this year have been very good against 3rd down, giving up only 26%.
Brent, they went for a period there of 26 third down situations in a row and did not allow the offensive team to convert.
Brunell changes the play at the line. The option. This is Kaufman. Won't get the first down. Well stretched out, and Corwin Brown, the hitter in that secondary, pops him out of bounds.
This is the #1 thing Gary Moeller, the head coach at Michigan, was concerned about, the option, the running of the quarterback. Tough the defense. He'll come down the line of scrimmage, option all the way. Pitch right there. Dudler makes him flip it out there. Now you're flipping it to a guy that can fly, doesn't get the block he needs outside, doesn't get the first down.
John Wardell punting for the Huskies. Derek Alexander deep for the Wolverines. High, taking a Washington hop, and Wardell gets one inside the 20 again. For the 22nd time this year, Wardell gets one inside the 20-yard line. That'll bring a smile to a coach's face anytime. Now, offensively for Michigan, Jenkins, only a freshman. But the key here is Steve Everett, the center. He missed last year's Rose Bowl because of a knee injury, but he's back. A lot of talent here for the Wolverines, especially Tyrone Wheatley. And Elvis Gerback is their quarterback. They will operate without the huddle. 1st and 10. Wheatley smacked at the line of scrimmage.
See, they're trying to come off man-to-man blocking, and in block zone, you'll see up there to the top of your screen that Rob Dougherty, number 70, was laid off the ball. And if you're laid off the ball against a quick defensive team like Washington, you aren't going to make an inch.
Gerback pointing to his slot man as Wheatley trots in motion. He'll look toward the left side, and incomplete. 3rd and long now. Defensively for the Huskies, and remember a year ago, They brought talented Steve Empman in here. Andy Mason, speed, especially when it gets down. And on the outside, Jaime Fields with Dave Hoffman and James Clifford standing tough on the inside. Walter Bailey's the best cover man. Josh Moore is the only man who will return next year in that secondary as Gary Moeller brings his Wolverines to the Rose Bowl for the second straight year. The draw play with Wheatley. First down, and Wheatley to the 45-yard line with Pacoa hanging on.
That was a draw trap play. Good trap like by the offensive right guard, Joe Kokosi. You'll see it right here. Now follow him as he traps across. They show pass protection. See, now watch Kokosi. Here he goes across there. He kicks out. There it is. There's that nice lane up inside. Everybody else playing defense, and he gets the good gain.
23 yards for the talented sophomore. Kokoso gets down in that pit, ready to take on the defensive lineman again. And it is Wheatley to midfield, and Pacoa, the free safety, being forced to make too many stops if you had this Husky defense.
Bernie Leggett, the fullback, did a real good job that time of cutting the lineman right at the point of attack, right on the line of scrimmage. Leggett cut him down and allowed him to find a way through there. Most of the time, you don't want your fullback to cut a man in the hole. You'd like to take him on high and let the running back run off that.
3 carries for 32 yards already for that young man who just stepped in motion. Gerback on the short drop, fires, complete to the 45-yard line, and Josh Moore is defending Thelman Malvo. And Bo, as we watch this Michigan team, we see that the attack has opened up more through the years. The passing game more in vogue in college football.
Well, I think more one back and sometimes no back, and the ability to throw the ball. And I think Coach Moeller has decided in this game that he's going to open this thing up, and he started out that way.
The ball just across the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wolverines. Their opening possession, Ricky Powers' first carry. Fumble! Waiting for the official signal. Bernie Leggett getting up from the bottom of that pile, and he appears to have saved the moment for the Wolverines.
David Hoffman, the inside linebacker, number 54 in the middle of your screen, scraping off, reading it all the way. You'll see him flash now. Here he comes. Boom, he gets his hat on the ball, knocks it loose right there. He gets help from the backside. Then he almost gets back in to get it.
Now 2nd and long. Straight ahead, and penalty flags come flying as DeMarco Farr appeared to be offside.
Brendan, talking to Gary Moeller about his offensive game plan, he said that they were going to put more emphasis on the quick passing game, the 3-step drop, the 5-step drop. They were going to run draw traps and then run right at them. Last year they were sacked like 5 times in the first half, and he wants to take away that type of thing by getting rid of the ball quickly and also running a lot of draws and traps.
Mercury Hayes, the speedy young wide receiver, checks in for Michigan. And the offside penalty moving the ball to the 41-yard line. Draw play, Wheatley. Wheatley to the 37-yard line. This will be 3rd and short. Jaime Fields making the stop.
You'll see what I'm talking about, the game plan unfolding in front of us. Draw blocking. Watch the offensive lineman now as they set the show pass. Now freeze it right there. Freeze it right there. You'll see the guard pulling across to trap as they allow penetration. That's what's known as a draw trap.
Smith in motion. Gerbeck. Pocket holds up. He's got Smith for the first down. Smith is out of bounds inside the Washington 30-yard line.
You see, they catch him in a man-to-man coverage, and you notice number 2, Walter Smith, went in motion one way, then ricocheted and came back, see? And the coverage people could not stay up with him as he went one direction and wheeled around and came back across the formation.
Bit of a different start for Gary Moeller and the Wolverines in this game. A year ago, the Husky defense stormed all over Elvis Gerbeck early, but not today. 1st and 10. Leggett to the 25-yard line.
Don James's concern defensively was that the big Michigan offensive line could run right at them and control their quickness. See, they're a lighter, quick-moving defensive team, and Don James, that was his #1 concern. Here's what I'm talking about. See, they move quick, but to these big guys, see, they get knocked them off, turn their shoulders, and if you can't keep those shoulders squares, you're going to allow a crack up inside. Not a big crack, but they got through it. Look at how big these people are.
Gerbeck sets the screen. Alexander in the middle. And coming from behind was Steve Hoffman. The young nose man picked it up immediately and hustled back.
Boy, the guy that made the great play on that was DeMarco Farr, the defensive lineman. He's sitting inside here. Now, yes, it is a screen downfield. It's thrown behind the line of scrimmage so lineman can go. But DeMarco Farr reads it, and he moves down the line of scrimmage. He doesn't make the tackle, but he makes him jump. He can't get going again. Then the defense ricochets back there and makes the play. Good play by DeMarco Farr. Here's big DeMarco Farr. He might be the quickest defensive lineman I saw this year. Not a great big guy, but very quick. You know, I talked to DeMarco Farr yesterday, and I asked him about playing on All-American Steve Everett. He said he's played on a lot of big nose guards, but he's never played on one my size that's quick as I am, and I'm going to give him some fits.
There's Everett.
Yeah.
There was a penalty on this play, and it apparently is going to go against Michigan. Elvis Gerbeck in his final
substitution infraction against the offense. Penalties declined. 3rd down.
Gary says, was that?
Gary said, was that loss of down? That's what he wanted to know right away, to see what down it was in this situation. The ball is inside, just inside the 25-yard line, and Michigan needs to get to the 18 for a 1st down against Don James' defense.
Washington has been really tough to convert 3rd down situations in all year, only giving up 25% success against them on 3rd down.
Because of their kicking game, you would think that Michigan would be thinking 2 downs to get a 1st down in this situation. We'll have to see how that unfolds as Gerbeck has time. It throws to McGee, incomplete. McGee being covered by the linebacker Hoffman that time, and the ball was just a little high.
Now, the ball was thrown a little too high. Maybe the reason it was thrown too high, DeMarco Farr, 75, quick, ricochets back up inside. He's right in front of me now, and he forces that ball to go just a little bit high. Good job again by DeMarco Farr.
Well, the Wolverines are going to attempt an Olazovic field goal here, despite the injury that he suffered. If they go through with it, the ball will be put down at the 32-yard line. Good. 41 yards and a morale boost for Michigan early. They came in here very concerned about their kicking game, and Peter Olazovic hits his career long one.
In one day,
focus, no debate, no discussion. All you got to do is watch and cheer.
Goodyear's Airship Eagle overhead. They're based in Carson, California, and they provided some spectacular pictures of the Rose Bowl parade here earlier today. What a sight that is to watch the floats being assembled. So now Lovell will kick it off. And they drive Kaufman deep into the end zone. It'll come out on the 20-yard line. And let's go down below to Julie Moran. Julie.
Happy New Year, Brett. You're going to notice the initials TS on all the Washington helmets, and that's in honor of a very outstanding young man. His name is Travis Spring. He was a strong safety at Washington, and he died only weeks after attending the very final Washington spring practice. And the team voted to dedicate the Rose Bowl and the possibility of 3 in a row to the memory of Travis Spring.
Julie, thank you very much. That's a warm story involving teammates of the late young man up at the University of Washington. What they want to dedicate to his memory more than anything else is a 3rd straight Rose Bowl triumph. They trail it by a field goal. Brunell hands, and Kaufman is pounded by McThomas. Bo Schembechler, let me ask you about this young man, Greg McThomas, whom we just saw. His role here today.
Well, he started out as a fullback. They moved him to outside linebacker in spring practice. He was hurt early in the season, missed the first 4 or 5 weeks. When he came back, they moved him inside. This is his first opportunity to play considerably inside.
Well, he flashed that. He saw the gap that time, and he just
right.
ran through.
2nd and 10. Here's the toss to Kaufman. Daylight, and he made the most of it. Ty Law gets him out of bounds.
You know, when you have that kind of speed, you can make a little dip to the inside, freeze the pursuit, then get back outside. But pretty good blocking. See, there's stepping around there. They get it locked up there, and they get the blocks out. They got a nice block out there by the fullback. See, and he made that little dip move inside and then bounced outside. That slows down the pursuit. Here's Napoleon Kaufman. Boy, can he fly. He averaged 34 yards a touchdown run in high school.
Turner is the fullback for the Huskies. Brunell trying to get away from the pressure and doing what he does extremely well. Out of bounds at the 41-yard line, running for a Washington first down, 17 yards.
This is exactly what Lloyd Carr, the defensive coordinator for Michigan, was concerned about. This young man's ability to run. See, he gets up underneath. He's flushed. And there's some quarterbacks you're better off not flushing. This guy is one of them. See, he still showed that he might throw the ball. Now he tucks it under and run. Lloyd does not like that aspect of defensing Washington's offense.
And Shante Peoples goes to the Michigan sideline. Play fake by Brunell. Receivers are covered. Throws complete to Shelley. Inside the 40-yard line. 19 yards to Jason Shelley.
You just cannot give a quarterback that much time on any down situation. And this pattern took at least 5 or 6 seconds to develop. He crossed the field all the way across. Shelley, the young redshirt freshman, catches the ball, gets it down. Good job by Shelley. But you can't give a quarterback that much time.
Shelley caught the 4th completion thrown by Brunell, who is perfect for 23 yards.
Actually, Shelley is a true freshman, not a redshirt freshman, out of Vallejo,
Kaufman to the 36.
Lloyd Carr told me that they were going to try to funnel everything back inside to where there's guys in there with a bad mood, bad temper that can dump. They didn't want to get spread out. Force everything back inside. Brunell is a real good athlete. He can both run, throw, very excellent ball handler. He fakes well. See him like that, puts the ball back on the hip. That hides the ball from those linebackers and sometimes the free safeties.
Jay Berry comes out in the slot as Turner goes in motion, and with no backs, Brunell's got the tight end, Bruner. Bruner to the 1-yard line. It's marked down. And Bruner arguing that he had scored his first touchdown of the season. But they'll spot it at the 1, a gain of 35.
You'll see there's no back in the backfield. Darius Turner went motion to the right side of your screen. He spread the corner wide. They hit the seam down inside that zone defense where the tight end, the free safety, did not get over there quick enough. Touchdown or on the 1-yard line.
Now Jones and Turner give Kaufman an extra blocker. As Jones leads the way, Kaufman stopped. Kaufman following the two fullbacks into the middle, and Matt Dyson swatted him.
Matt Dyson is a quality football player, first team coaches all Big Ten this past year. He's had some injury problems. They've been moving him, playing him in a different position today than he has all year. Part of that game plan to funnel people back inside. Dyson on one side and Hutchinson on the other side. Push him back inside.
Brunell gives you an option look down here if you want it also. Straight hand to Kaufman up over the top. Piles into the heart of that defense. And this is some stand being waged by the heart of that goal line defense for Michigan.
The defensive line is doing a real good job of getting the offensive lineman down and allowing the linebackers to come back up over the top. I thought he scored from up here. Maybe he didn't, but it looked like it from back up here. We have a pretty good seat. See, they're pushing him back up inside there. Boy, I don't know. I don't know. Close.
Now 3rd and goal. Over the top is the fullback. So Darius Turner with the first touchdown of this Rose Bowl.
That time they didn't use the lead back. The lead back carried the ball rather than being the blocker and the tailback carry the ball. They give it to the first man through. All they needed was 6 inches. He got it.
Eric Bjornsson, the wide receiver and a converted quarterback, will hold for Travis Hansen, who is from Spokane, Washington. Hansen makes it a 7-3 Washington lead. New Year's Day in the Rose Bowl. Trying for their 3rd straight, something no team has accomplished. Moeller trying to win his first. And all is right with the world when you hear the Michigan band.
Brent, you saw the running back coach for Washington there in that last shot, Al Levan. He's coaching the Rose Bowl, but you know, he's coaching a few Super Bowls for the Dallas Cowboys. There he is right there. He was with Tom Landry all through those good years. Excellent football coach.
Returners for Michigan are number 6, Tyrone Wheatley, number 9, Mercury Hayes.
This is Wheatley. Picks his way. Wheatley to the 32.
One thing you don't want to do is give him a crack. We were doing the game this year, Brent, when he broke it all away. A long one for the touchdown. 99 yards. I think it's important now for Michigan to come back out and, you know, they went down, they got that 3-pointer, Brent. They lost a little of the edge now, giving Washington that 7-pointer. But now if they could come back and just fight them back, get back in there, knock them off the ball a little bit, regain some of that momentum they just gave up.
This is Wheatley to the 33 for a couple of yards, and a reminder that tonight the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans, Miami, Alabama, 8:30 right after our Rose Bowl. They'll square off for the national championship, and here Gary Moeller and the Wolverines are trying to win a Rose Bowl title for the Big Ten, which is having a tough season. Buckeyes beaten by Georgia earlier in the Citrus. Here Gerbeck on a short drop throws high to Wheatley, and Gerbeck has thrown a couple of balls high. Bo Schembechler, anything you've noticed with his throwing delivery?
Well, you know, when you throw that ball laterally that far, that's a very difficult pass to throw, and he's just a little bit off target.
Plus, if he threw it lower, Bo, I think Tommy Smith would have picked it up. He was coming right, see right there? He had to get it up there a little bit high.
That's a dangerous pass to throw into the flat.
You bet it is.
Third down. Michigan has to get to the 41 for a first down. Gerbeck sprinting to the left. Blind side, gets it off complete to Hayes. Hayes to the 44-yard line and a first down.
See, Gary Moeller did a real good job right here just calling that play. They've had problems in pass protection. Now they take him and bring him outside. Now if they want to rush up inside there, hey, the quarterback's not there. He's outside the pocket. He can buy some time. Now at the bottom of your screen, you'll see Mercury Hayes. Now watch him work back to the ball. See him right here? Andy, good job, execution.
Ed Davis checks in as the tailback, and Wheatley is out. This is Davis behind Leggett, and Davis finds a crack and battles his way across midfield to the Washington 49-yard line. Good looking run, Dick.
Ed Davis hasn't carried the ball that much this year. He's just a redshirt freshman. But, you know, and he's playing actually out of rotation because the one running back that they had there, Jesse Johnson, is not playing today, and that would normally be his turn to carry the ball.
Powers blocking for Gerbeck. Gerbeck goes to Alexander, and he overthrows him.
You know, sometimes a quarterback who's got the good strength, good arm, he's got that long body, good leverage, and he's a little pumped up, a little adrenaline flowing there, a little bit more than anybody else. You know, if you're a linebacker, you can use that adrenaline to an advantage. As a quarterback, it can hurt your accuracy.
Well, here comes 3rd and 3 for the Wolverines, trailing Washington 7-3. 2:14 to go, opening quarter. Powers is the tailback in motion. Gerbeck off a fake to Leggett's got the middle open. He's got McGee. Touchdown, Michigan. There is a penalty flag down. Hold on, there's a penalty flag.
Defense offside. Defense offside.
You'll see what they did here. They ran the back out of the backfield. Now watch the back here. Here he is coming out in motion. You'll see the defensive wide. He hits the seam with a tight end and play action. Excellent call. They're playing run all the way. There goes the tight end. No safety in the hole. Shane Powell go everybody up inside. No safety at all. Touchdown. Excellent call. Excellent design, Bo. Excellent design.
That was a great play. You overcommit that defense and they decide to do something like that, you can really be burned with a big play.
Well, that's the one negative of the 8-man front. You know, you don't have 4 guys back there. Right. You only have 3.
Well, they were all right till he went in motion. And then they got a little confused.
So Tony McGee with 33 catches on the season and 5 touchdowns for the Wolverines. And Peter Olazevec, who has kicked his longest field goal of the season to start the Michigan, scoring on the day. Now attempting to add point number 10. And the Wolverines lead it 10-7. Yards this year. Last time Michigan did not give him a chance as they drove it deep in the end zone.
That was an awfully clever design. You know, I think they called that with knowledge of what the defense was going to be in that 3rd and 3 situation, and they designed a play specific for that. And a lot of times you have those in game plan and you never get that situation. They got it, executed, and Gerbeck got it done.
This is Berry from the 3.
Jay Berry, the ball carrier.
Berry to the 25-yard line.
Berry back out
as we said at the beginning,
line, where Washington
the play is the thing.
Here you'll see now, if I can quickly explain, you'll see the running back coming out in motion. They were man-to-man here. He switched, got out here. The linebacker was supposed to pick him up. He didn't do it. Clifford didn't pick him up. See, he read run. Watch 53 right in the middle of your screen. See, he reads run. He doesn't take him. Right here, you see he's playing run. No one covered him. The other safety with the 3 deep was locked up on the other tight end. Touchdown.
A career-long reception. 49 yards for McGee. And a first down handoff to Kaufman. Slides through that opening to the 29-yard line.
Every time we've seen him play, Brent, he has played very, very good football. When you average 6.5 yards a carry through the year and 5.9 for your career, you're doing something pretty good.
We have an injured offensive lineman down. Appears to be Peterson.
Peterson's the youngest of 7 children. Born in Greenock, Scotland. Long ways from home right now.
Bit of a new look here. This gorgeous press box added to the Rose Bowl. This will be the site of the upcoming Super Bowl on January 31st. Certainly World Cup soccer action coming to the Rose Bowl, and conceivably they could play the finals here. And it's a tough afternoon for Mr. Hoffman, one of the great inside linebackers for the Huskies.
But that's how a linebacker ought to look, Brent. You know, band-aids, a little bit of blood, gloves on, ready for the street. And I know he's not talking to his mother. I know he's not. He's talking about what we did wrong on that last coverage, and he's saying, Coach, let's not call that defense again. Here comes Andrew Peterson off. He was the most improved offensive lineman in this past spring, and he had a knee prior to the 1990 Rose Bowl, didn't get to play on it.
So now it'll be second down for Washington, but 2nd and 5. And Burnell off a play fake under pressure, steps away from Stanley, and he'll throw this one away. He got away from the charge by Stanley. There is a penalty flag down at the 30-yard line.
It was nice to have the opportunity yesterday to sit and talk to the officials out here in the field, Brent, when they were getting their pictures taken. A wiggle receiver downfield. Coach Bo, is he as intense as you were as a football coach, Coach Muller?
Every bit.
No, you're telling me the truth. I believe that.
I was calm and collected compared to Gary.
Oh, come on. You got to compliment him on the design of that last 3rd and 3 play, though. That was well-conceived offensive football play. Shim back there. I used to trust everything you said. I believed every word you said. When I was a young coach, I'd go to your clinics and listen to you speak as an older coach in the football, you know.
Third down for the Huskies.
They're coming after him.
Burnell steps away from Dyson. Peoples behind him, and he is pushed out of bounds near the first down marker. Let's see where they spot this one on that far side.
Mobility at the quarterback position. When you have a quarterback that can make you miss back there, Dyson had him, number 91, had him back there. Didn't come under control. Watch 91, left-hand corner of your screen. Here, that's Matt Dyson. See, now he should be a little more balanced right there. See, a better athlete at that quarterback position. You've got to always be aware of that. Look at him go for that mark.
And he did just get it. Just enough for a Husky first down.
You know, this guy's got all the tools as a quarterback, Brent. You know, we were talking about his ability to throw, his ability to run the option, his ability to scramble. He was a 3.9. That's 1B grade in high school in 4 years. Pretty smart young man.
Bjornsson the slot receiver to the right. Brunel on first down, and his receiver slipped. Jones, the fullback, slipped at the 37-yard line.
That was a nice story that Matt Jones, number 22 on your screen, was telling us yesterday. Remember, Brent, he actually is the starter. But he asked the coaches if Darius Turner, number 31, could take his place because he's a senior, and they're very close friends, and he thought the senior should start. There's Darius Turner, who did start the football game and is a good football player. But it was the starter, Matt Jones, that asked the coaches to put him in there.
Bjornsson in motion, the draw to Kaufman, and Kaufman well defended by Tony Henderson.
Tony Henderson can do that playing inside. He came into the ball game with 5 tackles for a loss. He's a quick guy. He's also very strong at the point of attack. Also an outstanding student. I think they ought to, in those rundowns, they ought to get back into that option, because I know that Michigan is really concerned about it.
Kaufman, 8 carries, 11 yards. Michigan's defense doing an excellent job against the talented tailback. Brunel throwing under pressure, and there was no receiver standing
he's got
there.
To call that.
There was no receiver there.
He has to call it. There was nobody, as you said, there. You see, they're loading up, game plan to put pressure on him. Here you see the defensive front right here. They're spread across 6 guys right. They run the stunt right up and freeze it right there. See, these 2 people cross-charge. They came like this. They didn't pick it up properly. See right there, you see 97 Hutchinson getting in there. He should have been picked up properly in there. He wasn't. That's why he was so clean inside there. Well, that's a big penalty, because in the exchange here now, good field position after this punt, even if you don't get a punt return.
That one moves the ball back inside the 20. The down marker flips to 4th, and the Huskies will use Verdell with Alexander set to give the Wolverines what they hope will be excellent field position. He hangs it high. One hands it, a fumble. Huskies recover at the 49, and a penalty flag is down.
Yeah, they interfered with his right to catch a football. They didn't give him that few feet that they're supposed to give him right there. They hooked his arm. The flag was thrown right away. Good officiating.
He got blocked.
You'll see it right there. See him right there. He bumped right in. Alexander did not have a chance to make that. You've got to give him room to catch. Even though it's not a fair catch, you must give him room to field that ball. Here's one more look at that same play. Derek Alexander, good concentration, reaching to take the ball. And that's 22, Matt Jones. Now, they might say that Matt Jones was blocked into him. Let's see what they rule.
The Michigan player was running Jones into the receiver. Now, an official might miss that. Okay, that would be easy to do if you're looking at the purple jersey. But it was fairly clear on that replay as you watch it that the white jersey had sealed him up toward Alexander, and he had no place to go.
Interference against the kicking team. 15-yard penalty. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Take a look at this from the end zone. Now we might get a little better shot right in the middle of your screen now. You see right here in the right-hand corner now. Here it is down here happening.
This is a huge break for Michigan.
That's a good call. That's a good call. See, he has 30 yards in penalties, 15 on the guy downfield, and now 15 here.
Dick, I have to disagree. I don't think Jones had any place to go on the play, to tell you the truth. I thought it was one of those accidental things.
Yeah, you still have to give him room, and if he was actually blocked into him,
I thought Alexander's judgment was atrocious.
No.
When he came up with that ball. Bo Schembechler, how'd you see it?
I agree. I think Alexander should have got out of the way of the ball. However, I'm not sure that Smith was trying to block it. See,
here it
Smith
is right here. Freeze
here.
it right there. Freeze it right there.
Yeah,
he
should have pushed Smith out of the way.
See, he's not trying to block or anybody. He's just trying to not clip him from behind.
Yeah.
Here he is.
But his left arm, you know, we could go on and on, but his left arm down at his side indicates to me that he's trying to get out of there as best he can, regardless. You know, regardless, there was contact made. It certainly impacted the... But the interesting thing that happens on it is that after the penalty, Michigan gets a first down. They get the ball. It's a huge turnaround in this Rose Bowl. The ball is now inside the 40, and it's Gerbach gonna go for it on first. He's got Alexander out of bounds. The first quarter of the Rose Bowl comes to an end. Michigan leading Washington by 3, 10-7.
It's Cooling, the special Sports Exclusive is brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? And by Delta Airlines. We love to fly, and it shows.
The Rose Bowl. Michigan leading 10-7 over Washington. The Huskies trying to win for the third straight time. That would be a first. Michigan has other ideas. Smith in motion. Wheatley. Nowhere. Tommy Smith came up from his rover position to take him on first.
Well, they play him, as you said, a rover. They play him as a true strong safety. They play him as a safety. Now they walk him up and play him as a defensive end at that position on the line of scrimmage. You'll see him at the top of your screen right now, left-hand corner of your screen, number 20, reverse angles. Now he comes right down the line of scrimmage. That prevents the cutback.
Smith pressing again at the line and then backs off. Gerbach gets time. Gerbach to Alexander. Incomplete with Bailey covering him.
You know, Elvis got back there, set up, and then moved himself. He had no reason to flush. He's been knocked down a few times already. He should have set right up there, paused, and let the ball go. There was no reason for him to flush. There's no one around him. See, he had to set, reset, and throw, and that was just enough to not get it there accurately enough for the completion. When you have time, you must take the time to set up properly and throw the ball. Boy, Coach Moeller sure not playing it close to the vest. 3rd and 10. He's going for the big one, huh?
And a penalty flag with the clock running down.
Dead ball. Delay against the offense.
So they're back for Stapleton up 5 yards and hope that he did not punt one into the end zone for a touchback.
This makes it a little bit easier for him to lay it inside that 10-yard line. Yeah.
5-yard penalty, puts the ball back on the 42-yard line. Stapleton to 6.
Kaufman standing back at the Husky 11.
Oh.
Back him up 50 yards and let him go.
Oh, my gosh. he hadn't hit one like that all year, and now he hits one out. He can't believe it.
Happy New Year, young man.
All 4 Escort LX models equipped with air conditioning. Sports.
Dick Vermeil, there are the numbers from the first quarter.
And it can't get much closer. Really, the differential, the stat right here is time and possession. Michigan less time and more points, more good plays.
Now Brunel hands to Jones, and Hutchison takes him on at the 23-yard line, and down we go to Julie Moran. Julie?
Well, Brent, I'm here with a former Husky and a #1 draft choice for the 49ers, Dana Hall. And Dana, you were here, won the Rose Bowl last year, and now you have a shot at the Super Bowl. I'd say it's been a pretty good year for you.
Yeah, so far so good. You know, last year was a very exciting experience for me, winning the national championship, being down in the Rose Bowl. And now to have the opportunity to play in the playoffs and make it to the Super Bowl is very exciting.
But you had a pretty tough assignment covering Desmond Howard last year.
Yeah, it was tough, but old Desmond only came out of the game with 1 catch, and I think a lot has to do with he didn't respect me at all, and I think he does now.
So can Washington win 3 in a row?
Well, I hope so. It's you know, it's tough right now as they're having a tough time out there, but if the offense can get rolling, I think we can get this one.
All right, good luck in the playoffs, and back up to you, Brent.
Yeah, thank you very much, Julie. That is certainly a badge of distinction for that defensive backfield of a year ago. They came in determined to shut down Desmond Howard. If you look at the game tapes from the coaching angle, they were yelling and pointing, and they dogged him all over the field in that Rose Bowl triumph of a year ago. But this is a more versatile Michigan attack this year. More weapons. Washington will have to play at its best now to come from behind again. Brunel's option. This is Jay Berry being tried at tailback, and you have got to be impressed with the way the Wolverine defense is hitting. Morrison has been in on a couple of plays. Maloney is out there, and Dyson.
Dyson did an awfully nice job that time because he went down the line of scrimmage, forced the quarterback to pitch, and then broke and sprinted down the line of scrimmage as Winters was in on the tackle. Nice job of playing defensive end.
A year ago, Michigan punted 10 times. This year, it is Verdell and the Huskies who are being forced to repeatedly punt in this game. This is his 3rd already.
That's a return type punt, real low. If they can get over and get to it, can't get to it.
I think the coaches told Alexander to stay away from it when you had good field position. He was headed for the locker room, folks. That's a 38-yarder. Band was there. 1st and 10 now for the Wolverines. They lead it by a field goal. Wheatley and Huffman took him on at the 44-yard line. Bo Schembechler, your observations about the 2 quarterbacks here, Elvis Grbac and Mark Brunel.
Well, I think in the case of Washington, Brunel is a tremendous threat outside the pocket. The more he scrambles, the more it's going to hurt Michigan. In the case of Grbac, he is not a threat outside the pocket. He's got to stay in there if he's going to throw the ball.
Well, here is 2nd down. This could be a throwing situation for the Wolverines as Grbac checks quickly with Wheatley. Leggett goes out. No backs. Short drop. Wants Wheatley, almost intercepted. Josh Moore had it in his hands. I think he was surprised.
He was, you know, and Brent, you said short drop, which was true. He set short, but if you set short, you should unload the ball quickly, because if you don't, now watch right here, he'll go back and set short. If you don't get rid of the ball quickly, the rush gets to you. You can't throw it accurately. Sometimes you can't see either. See, they're coming after you. You've got to get rid of it just a little quicker. Almost intercepted.
3rd and 7. Tony McGee standing up as a tight end. Wheatley. Wheatley explodes. They won't catch him. Put it on the scoreboard. Lazarbeck.
Talked early in the game about the draw trap. Here it is again. Now Skeen, the big offensive lineman right here, will pull and trap across. Now watch this as he pulls across. Excuse me, it was the other way around. Here it goes. Flopped it on me. There it is. He hit that trap hole going. Great block by Doug Skeen. Good blocks to seal it off as well. Take another look. Here now, 72. See him right there? He turns it up. They rush so hard, he didn't even have to block. Good blocks downfield. Great speed. State 100-meter champion. Touchdown.
Bo Schembechler, I want you to tell our audience about the conversation you had this year with Tyrone Wheatley.
Well, the backfield coach asked me to talk to him, and I merely asked him whether he wanted to be a track man playing football or a football player running track. And he told me he wanted to be a football player. I said, well, then you have to start to practice like one and play like one, because he hadn't done it up until then.
He looked like a football player on that run, didn't he, folks? Now, here's another football player. Kaufman needs to respond. Out to the 25. And a reminder that we've got more football coming your way tomorrow. The NFL playoffs will begin right here on ABC. At noon, doubleheader action in game 1. Frank Gifford, Al Michaels, Dan Dierdorf. They'll have Washington and Minnesota. And meanwhile, Dick, you and I will pack up after the Rose Bowl, go down to San Diego. It'll be the Chargers, a wonderful story, against the Kansas City Chiefs. A doubleheader coming your way tomorrow on ABC. And the blimp, the Goodyear blimp, will just come right down the coast with us. We look forward to those pictures of San Diego. Now, 1st and 10. Turner, and it is a swarming Michigan defense, up by 10, led by Greg McThomas doing the job.
Real good down line play there too, Brent, by Buster Stanley, number 60. He held his point right there on that counter play. They tried to double him. He held his point. Then good flow, good pursuit from the linebackers. Good job by Buster Stanley.
We have an official timeout right now. Washington is being held to less than 3 yards a rush. They have gained 47 yards in 16 carries against this Michigan defense.
Well, Michigan's been tough against the run all year, only giving up 89 yards a ball game. Boy, that's darn good run defense. They're almost impossible to get outside of with the basic normal type play, the eye toss, the sweep. It's tough.
We have got an official injured down here on the sideline. That's the umpire, John Bradley. And watch the bottom left-hand side of the screen. He is in that pit area. And an umpire, you can see, he just got brushed there at the side up high. That was Corwin Brown, number 20, accidentally coming alongside, brushing that side of the face. Brunell on the roll. Brunell's got it into Turner's hands, and Turner battles his way to the 31-yard line, and Matt Dyson on the tackle. Now the umpire is going to leave this game, which means that the crew will adjust on the field right now.
On the play, the ball's at the 32-yard line, where it'll be 3rd.
So one of the linesmen will come in and operate for the time being as the umpire. Now the umpire, you can see he moves right in behind the linebackers there on the inside. That's the linesman who for the time being will be the umpire. Now on 3rd down, short drop, Brunell fires, and a diving reception by Joe Kralik. And he's injured on the catch.
He did an excellent job at diving out there to get that one. I mean, he sacrificed his body. And these are tough throws. Good throw. Look, and watch him reach right here at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Look and go out there and make that catch. Heck of a job. Good concentration all the way.
Giving the Huskies a 1st down at the 36-yard line. Trying to get something happening here before the intermission. A fake to Kaufman. Stanley's coming. Brunell steps away from him. On the run, he'll go deep. It's Shelley inside the 5. Shelley, touchdown Washington. He pushed and broke the plane of the end zone.
the free safety, number 20, you'll see on your screen here, was right where he ought to be. You'll see him come in here. He just misjudges it. Look at him. He's looking at the ball all the way. Now, he goes for it. He should go for it. It's highest point right there, but he didn't get there quite quick enough. Excellent job by Shelley.
Travis Henson adds the extra point. I want you to watch down by the goal line. As we see the replays, did he have possession? We'll come back and take a look. 84 yards, but when we show you the replays after this kickoff, there's going to be some doubt in your mind as to whether or not Shelley got across the goal line. But you know, it's not unusual for Michigan to come into Pasadena and have to play on a short field.
I don't think that's funny at all, Brett.
Of course, we're talking about the I formation lead play that the ball was fumbled before it got in the end zone, right?
Right. Charles White of Southern Cal.
Fumbled it on the 3-yard line, as I recall. They played on a 97-yard field that day in a Rose Bowl. But regardless, 17-14 on the board. Michigan leading, and Mercury Hayes, one of the deep men. Hayes back in the end zone, and he will wisely kneel down. Wheatley had to run in and quickly say, take a knee. Don't try to come out. So credit young Wheatley with telling Hayes to get down. Now, let's take a look. And did he get across the plane of the goal, Dick?
Well, he definitely had possession of the football right here. Now you'll see. Watch the lines right. Freeze it right there. You can see the line is here. Now the ball is out right here. The judgment has to be made by the line judges, the side judges there, whether he had the ball and broke the plane. It's really questionable. It could be Michigan's ball going the other way.
Well, Law pounced on the ball, and if he didn't break the plane, it should have been a touchback. Michigan ball right here. But the Huskies get a badly needed touchdown. And now Gerbeck off that short drop fires to his tight end, who was pounded at the 25-yard line. McGee hit by Fields.
See, they came up that time with 2 tight ends and 2 flankers, and I think they're going check with me to what they think is the weakness of the defense. We have a man down.
That is Walter Bailey. He is their best cover man. You can just listen to this pop.
Well, Tony McGee's 245 pounds hitting Walter Bailey at 185 pounds. Walter Bailey's from Portland, Oregon. Went to Benson Tech High School up there. State champion long jumper. Right now he's down on the turf. Considered one of the finest corners to ever play at the University of Washington. And talking to Coach Jim Lambright. Had a nice visit with him yesterday, and he was really fired up about playing this football game because he really anticipates playing on Sunday afternoons in the NFL from here on out.
Reggie Reeser comes off the Washington bench. Number 5 will replace Bailey for the time being. And the young man will have a huge responsibility.
We have seen Reeser play in a couple of other games, so he is experienced. He hasn't started, but he has gone in and played.
He's up in a bump and run look here against Malvo on 2nd down. Now Reeser backs away. Gerbeck looks the other way and gets it into Wheatley's hands. Wheatley breaks a couple of tackles before they finally swarm him down at the 26.
You know, he does show some shake and break, not like a track man would be playing football, more like a football man that can run as fast as track people. You see him shake and make a miss there?
If you had Bo Schembechler tell you were a football player, you wouldn't be a track man either.
Oh, I don't think he'd give you much of a choice. Now, you watch 91 to the left side of your screen. Hoffman come down the line of scrimmage. You'll see him appear from the right side of your screen. Now watch him. He shakes. He makes him miss. He comes back. Here comes Hoffman. He makes him miss.
Wheatley's in motion. Gerbeck with plenty of time. And a diving reception by Alexander at the 32-yard line.
A tremendous job by Alexander, covered by the coverage. Pattern doesn't develop right away. He keeps working back to the quarterback until the ball gets here. Excellent job by Alexander.
Giving Moeller and the Wolverines a fresh set of downs.
You'll see what I mean right here. He's rolling out. He's rolling out. See now watch to the left side of your screen. See him working back to the quarterback. You can read his numbers right there. Excellent job. Good coaching.
One of the big playmen for Michigan this year. Defensively, the Huskies get ready as Wheatley comes in motion, and Gerbeck rolls to the right, and he's going to put it up deep for Alexander. Is out of bounds. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. Moore covering him.
They're really going after. That was a double move. They went out, pushed the defender up, made a little out move, then starts down going deep. You'll see the ball just thrown over the outside shoulder. Let's see if he gets a foot down. He gets it down on the line. Good call by the officials.
2nd and 10 for Wolverine.
There's Josh Moore, just a sophomore from Torrance, California. Most improved defensive back in the spring, demonstrating why he won that award by being in good coverage position on that play.
Wheatley to the 33-yard line. Clifford cleaning up. Hardcore up fast from his safety position. Clifford, also a minor league baseball player with Seattle, and not quite sure what he wants to do. He'll get a look by the NFL. He's a very solid blocker. I should say he sheds blocks very well to make the tackle. That is the key point that the Washington coaches have always made about Clifford. He underwent major knee surgery a couple of years ago, and he's an outstanding inside linebacker. You can see the protective brace that he wears on that right knee. Timeout. As the clock was running down, instead of a penalty, Gerbeck effectively took the timeout, and he'll come over to the Wolverine sideline. Michigan by a field goal. Sunday night. ABC is the network that will tell you the whole story. One of the most controversial stories ever. Drew Barrymore is Amy Fisher in the Amy Fisher story. After Life Goes On, America's funniest home videos and America's funniest people. Sunday night here on ABC. Here in the Rose Bowl, Michigan leads Washington 17-14. It is 3rd and long with Colorado and Syracuse at the half in the Fiesta Bowl. Here in the Rose Bowl, 7 minutes to go in the first half. Alexander's in motion, and there was movement on the left side of the offensive line. Jenkins may have moved, and let's go downstairs to Julie.
Well, Brent, there's a bit of bad news for Washington and for Walter Bailey. As you can see, they're taping his left shoulder right now. He has a slight separation in that left shoulder, and at this point they're saying he's possible for the second half, but they're giving us no definite word on that.
Julie, thank you. And Dick, that would be a blow to that defensive backfield.
You darn right it would, because he is their best coverage guy. You see in that scheme where they play an 8-man front, 2 corners and 1 safety, well, there's a lot of man-to-man coverage, and you need quality people to play that defense.
And Reeser now shoulders quite a burden. The Wolverines will attempt to exploit him before the afternoon is over. Alexander in motion toward that side. Gerbeck is looking in that direction. Gerbeck fires underneath to Smith, and he really threaded the needle on that toss. Fields and Hoffman were there with coverage. It is short of a first down, and Michigan will punt.
See, he wanted to go to the tight end and the motion wide receiver and get the first down with that one. He couldn't get it. Good coverage. He couldn't get there, so he comes to his 3rd receiver, Stanley, who ran a crossing pattern. But good defense by Hoffman prevented the first down. Lousy punt.
And Kaufman will let it roll. Huskies get the ball at the 29-yard line after that 33-yard effort. So when the young man should drop the short one inside the 10, he booms it out of the Rose Bowl. And when you need that strong leg, No wonder you guys get prematurely gray as coaches.
So what else is new?
They'll do it to you every time.
Well, umpire John Bradley has received a couple of stitches down below and checks back into the game. This crew is from the Western Athletic Conference. They're tough guys. They've been up to Laramie and Fort Collins. They know how to handle things down here. Of course, Bo, he was always an officials guy.
Huskies 1st and 10 from their own 30.
1st and 10 now for the Huskies. Down by a field goal. Here's the fullback, Turner, to the 31-yard line. Dick, Michigan's defense is doing an outstanding job against the run here in this half.
They've done an outstanding job against the run all year, but I came in thinking, well, maybe because, you know, there haven't been many great running teams in the Big Ten this year, that would distort their defensive stats. But, hey, they are sound on defense, against that run especially.
17 carries, 49 yards. Big Lincoln Kennedy over there on the left side had his hands full with Staley. Brunell sprints out to the right. And Brunell is taken down at the 31-yard line. That was Steve Morrison, number 36. He learned from Eric Anderson, and he is an outstanding inside linebacker.
See, the thing he did that time, Brent, is he came to balance, meaning he kept his feet apart, he bent his knees, and he went and made the proper tackle. You know, when you do that, it's tough for that offensive player to make you miss.
Now 3rd and long. One of the things about Morrison with those quick feet, he can also drop back into pass coverage better than an awful lot of inside linebackers in college football. Brunell under pressure, steps away from Ware. Great block to give him more time. Brunell goes long, complete at the 14-yard line. Mark Brunell to Damon Berry.
Damon Berry did an excellent job running down the field, looking back inside. He sees the ball going to be outside, and he goes ahead and turns all the way around. Damon Berry did a real nice job. Now watch to the left side of the screen. Scramble, he came to blitz. A good mobility. Gets outside the pocket. Now watch down top of your screen, left-hand side. See, now freeze it right there. You see he's looking back inside. Now watch what he does as the ball comes down. He makes an ask Willie Mays playing center field there, Brent. Excellent job. Boy, that ball almost popped out there, too.
As bad as they have been running, that's how good they've been passing. 10 of 12 for 188 yards, and Brunell has used 8 receivers here in the first half. Kaufman now looking for daylight to the 13-yard line. You'd almost get the feeling, if you're a Husky fan, that you'd be better off throwing on 1st down, wouldn't you?
You know, and Michigan's doing a good job of mixing up what their normal basic defense that they play most of the year, and then their game plan defense that they're playing in this ball game that they haven't been playing. And it really throws you off when you come in prepared for something and detail your preparation, and all of a sudden they're playing something different.
Option. Brunell trying to outrun Morrison, fumble, out of bounds, Washington ball. But Morrison made a big play against Brunell.
Excellent job by Morrison. Now here he is. Just follow him as the linebacker now. Good job. It's a down the line option. Now see what he stays in position. See, he doesn't want to overrun it. Keeping his shoulder square. As he sees his lane, he attacks, makes a play. Well done.
Now 3rd and long for the Huskies. They need to get inside the 5-yard line, so he must have 14 yards or it'll be field goal time for Travis Hansen. Brunell straight back, throws, touchdown Brunell. gives the Huskies and the Pac-10 a 4-point lead over Michigan and the Big Ten.
Lloyd Carr came with a blitz, had man-to-man coverage. Bart Bruner goes to the corner, number 85. First career touchdown reception. Here it is in the Rose Bowl. Hutchinson gets some pressure on him, but you'll see him down the bottom hand corner of your screen, right there, throwing right where he had to throw it, right outside, away from Pat Maloney, the inside defender. Excellent job. Take another look at that. You'll focus your attention to the right side of your screen, right over here. You'll see it's man-to-man coverage. You're going to blitz it. The safety right here. Now freeze it right there. See, Maloney is working over to pick him up. He's already inside, so he sticks him and hits to the corner. See, now I didn't give him much of a stick, but enough. See, and the ball is thrown properly. Grabs him by the jersey. Excellent job. Safety's not used to being in man-to-man coverage. They're happy in Aberdeen, Washington today.
3 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first half.
Travis Hansen will kick off for Washington. Wheatley and Hayes, the lead man.
You know, Bo, that's a case of a safety trying to disguise his coverage just a little too long and not getting in a good position.
Well, he let the end get outside of him.
Yeah.
Hayes will down it again in the end zone. Well, coming up at halftime, we'll hear from the University of Michigan Band and the Husky Marching Band. And we'll also listen in to what Dick Vermeil and Bo Schembechler have to say about the Sugar Bowl. And Keith Jackson and Bob Greasy will have a report. And then we'll get a little coaching memory from Dick and Bo, some of the things they remember from this great spectacle here in Pasadena.
That was Coach Lloyd Carr, the defensive coordinator. He was your coordinator too, wasn't he, Bo?
Yes, he was. He's a great coach.
Here's Wheatley. Hole on the left side. Wheatley for a first down and 20 yards on the run.
Good counteraction, good offensive line play this time by the two big offensive linemen. You'll see they're pulling from the right side of your screen. They get the kick out, they get the lead up through. You see big number 70 there working his way up through there. That's Rob Dougherty. That gives that guy room. You give him room, boy, you have problems.
Already 120 yards rushing on 10 carries for Wheatley. Mason was coming. Alexander can't get the handle, but credit the pass rush that time.
Yeah, had that blitz coming. Old Andy Mason, number 13, coming. He had pressure all the way. They were trying to run that wide receiver screen, saying they couldn't. There's Fields getting it off, getting it to him. And you want to get those people upfield on those kind of plays if you can, but you don't want to get the quarterback killed either.
Powers checks in along with Davis, giving Michigan a couple of tailbacks in this formation. And it's Davis from that fullback look, and it did not fool Hoffman. Hoffman was ready, and he took him down at the 42-yard line.
You know, that's the same type of play, the draw trap that they've broken twice, one for the long run. This time, Mr. Hoffman is keying it all the way. Now watch the trap blocking. See the offensive lineman. They show pass. They come across trap. He's frozen on it right now. There he is. He's waiting for him to get there. Good job by Hoffman. So you got it twice, but you're not going to get it 3 times.
2 minutes and 22 seconds left here in the first half. So the holder for field goals loosening up on the sideline. He certainly is not getting ready to come into the game as the quarterback when you've got Todd Collins over there as your backup and Gerbeck here on a 4-point shootout. Third down. Smith. The pocket holds up. Gerbeck goes to Toomer, and he overthrows it. Reeser had the coverage, and Michigan dearly wants to test Walter Bailey's replacement.
You know, I really think they called that anticipating man-to-man coverage. They went zone coverage. Tough to run a deep corner against a 3-deep zone. I'm surprised that they didn't have a layoff man for the first down underneath that deep corner. See, not much of a chance to get a corner pattern on a 3-deep zone.
That was Shane Parkour. You caught the 2, and that was 21 coming to help out from that zone. Now it is Stapleton. And Kaufman will let it roll dead at the 18-yard line. 40-yard punt.
Mad at himself there, Brent. Kaufman's mad at himself. He shrugged threw his head back there. He should have run up there and fielded that ball.
Well, that's one of the great scenes in sports, isn't it? Overhead from the Goodyear blimp. A Rose Bowl on New Year's Day. So many great memories from this game.
Washington has all 3 timeouts left.
Jones is the fullback. Lincoln Kennedy is the left tackle. And it's Jones stepping to the right side, and again, nothing doing with that running game as Aga Khan, Ninaf Aga Khan, who was born in Baghdad, makes the stop for the Wolverines.
He did a real good job of taking on the offensive tackle, Tommy Gallagher, and just knocking him back almost right there and just waiting for the ball carrier to get there and made the play himself. Didn't need much help. Nice job.
So there is big Lincoln Kennedy, drama major. He'll take the spring off to go to the NFL combines, then he'll come back and get his degree. Trying to open the hole that time for his tailback, and Buster Stanley stepped in there defensively, and timeout is called.
Big Lincoln at 325 pounds. He says he's working on keeping his weight down, but look at this agility. Look at this agility. Good footwork, good hand placement.
Did his job, didn't he?
Yeah.
He can't block all 11. Here in the Rose Bowl, the Michigan marching band getting ready for halftime. Let's see, Bo Schembechler, you probably would not have brought the band to the Rose Bowl when you were.
we always brought more bandsmen than football players.
And that always rubbed you wrong, didn't it? That's right. He wants those hard helmets on those fellas down there. Now it's 3rd down for Washington, leading Michigan by 4. Kaufman battling.
And Washington comes back with the same kind of play. They run the quick trap there with Andrew Peterson trapping across the ball.
For a moment, like the ball went down, and he might have lost it, and an offensive lineman was forced to pounce on this ball. Let's take a look at this.
Real quick trap. You see him pull right there. He gets a kick out block. There it is. He gets hit at the point. Now yeah, he does fumble that. That comes out. Fortunately, Pete Pearson picks it up, number 71.
Well, if you took a look at the rushing statistics from the first half, you would think the Wolverines would have to be ahead. That's such a key statistic for football coaches. Yet you look at the scoreboard, and it's Washington 21, Michigan 17. Why, Dick?
Well, you get the big plays. You know, you get the big play in the passing game that we sit up here and say, hey, maybe that wasn't even a touchdown, you know. But sometimes average per rush can be misleading, too.
Safety for Michigan is Derek Alexander.
Wardell punting. And Mark Brunell is also on the field. Just in case they got a look. And Verdell gets a Washington bounce, and Alexander will let it roll quietly to the 20-yard line with 48 seconds to go. That's a 53-yard punt.
An experienced punt returner like Derek Alexander should have picked that ball up. He wasn't threatened. Probably cost him at least 12 yards right there. 47 seconds. Michigan doesn't have any timeouts.
47 seconds to go with Gerbeck. Alexander, Smith, Toomer, and Wheatley. They're all on the field now for Michigan here at the end of the first half. Movement by the right tackle. That'll cost the Wolverines 5 yards as Doherty moved just a little quickly on that. They're putting 2 seconds back on the clock here in the Rose Bowl, so it'll be 47 seconds to go in the first half. We have had a turnover-free half.
Don James' concern coming in is their offensive line overpowering us, and you know, actually it hasn't been an overpowering type play. It's been the trap plays off the draw actions that have been the problem.
This is Wheatley. Mason was there along with Clifford.
Coach Moeller, and talking to him about his concerns, what did he say? My concern is Brunell and the option. The option has been defensed.
They've done a good job. Concerned about you finding out his starting lineup.
I know. I think he learned that from the Coach Bo standing right here too. You know, he wasn't real easy to find out the lineup from him either.
It was easier to get into East Germany in the old days than it is to get into a Michigan practice with Schembechler and Moeller in charge of this operation.
I'll tell you this, one of the coaches drew the defense for me. It set it all up, get here on the field, it's different. I don't think they trust it.
You still have those Pac-10 ties, Dick?
Boy, there's a Pac-10 man right there. They don't make him any better than this fella. Been a tough year for Coach James, all the distractions and different problems, but I'd bet on this guy at any time. Solid, honest, hard-working man. That's your graduate assistant right there. He's talking. Look at the difference in the size. He's saying, look at now. And he's talking softly as he speaks. He's talking about passing off a defensive lineman onto a fellow guard lined up inside him.
Gerbeck to McGee at the 24-yard line with Hoffman all over the tight end. 2 big plays for the Wolverines here in this half, and it was McGee who caught a touchdown pass from Gerbeck, and Wheatley who exploded around midfield for Coach Moeller. And timeout is being called by Washington with 30 seconds left on that clock.
You know, I think Michigan should feel pretty good about their position right now. Yes, they're down by 4, but last year, you know, they experienced, I mean, they were getting handled pretty good in that first half and didn't have much to look forward to in the second half, but there's been a lot of positives in this first half for Michigan, and I think that could be a real motivating thing for the second half, Bo. A little confidence maybe gained here that, hey, yeah.
Well, I think the coaches have got to have the people who are containing Brunell to come to a football position and not overcommit.
Yeah.
Make him stay there and not let him get outside, because once he gets outside, the secondary doesn't know where the receivers are.
Yeah.
And he's too dangerous outside. They've got to get those people to keep him inside.
As you watch the scores flash by, you don't have to be reminded of what follows us here on ABC, the Sugar Bowl for the national championship. Miami, #1, Alabama, #2. Let's get ready to rumble. Isn't that the promo? Well, here's Leggett, and nowhere to rumble against the Washington defense. Mike Lustig hitting him with 23 seconds to go.
James Clifford at the bottom of the pile for the Huskies.
And the Huskies do get the ball back. A wise use of a timeout. And they will send Jason Shelley back as a return man.
Chris Stapleton on to
He
punt
caught the
for
big
Michigan.
and somewhat controversial touchdown pass here in the first half. He was giving it up as he was crossing the goal line, and there remains some doubt as to whether or not he did break the plane. The key vote belonged to the official who made the call, however, and the touchdown stands. He still would have been inside the 5-yard line, wouldn't he? There's the high punt. Shelley to the 44-yard line.
Jason Shelley took
7-yard return on that 38-yard punt, and the final 13 seconds here of the first half.
Number 10, Todd Collins, you saw on your screen there, Brent. He was the quarterback the day we did the Michigan game this year against Houston, and he played awfully well. Good future at the University of Michigan. Here he is. Did a great job in filling in for the 2 games that Gerbach could not play. 365 complete, 7 touchdowns, and only 3 interceptions. That's a good touchdown to interception ratio.
Brunell to Shelley. First down at the 40-yard line.
See, they don't have any timeouts. You just got to get up there. I don't think they're going to get the play on. They're just moving the chains. The clock stopped.
They've got 4 seconds left on that clock.
I think you just snap it and down it.
Oh, they got to go with 4 seconds. You got to go with the clock having stopped here on the first down.
Yeah, might as well.
He's got to go throw it into the end zone.
Yeah, see, he wants to get a good huddle call, Brent, and he get a good play and take one last shot. And good definition by everybody.
1 second in the first half.
He's only got the one play either way, and he wanted to get good definition.
Well, what about Travis Hansen and his leg? Will they attempt a long one here?
Boy, that'd be a
long
long
one. Here he comes.
Here's the leg.
This would be a wonderful time to fake a field goal.
His long is 42 long.
Bjornsson is a converted.
One of the biggest successes in weight loss history just happened in the little town of Pound, Wisconsin.
I lost 15 pounds.
Like 55 seconds to go, and I'm standing there, and some players say, hey, Coach Hayes is walking across the field. Now, knowing Coach Hayes, I wasn't sure what frame of mind he was going to be in when he got there, but he came over to congratulate us, and he said, good job, your coaching staff, you, and he surrendered because that was a national championship team. At least he thought it was going to be.
Now, Bo, you were down in the Orange Bowl, meanwhile, and it played an impact in your coaching life.
Well, that night we were playing Oklahoma. We were the first Big Ten team to play in a game other than the Rose Bowl game. And they flashed up on the scoreboard that Dick had beaten Ohio State, and that gave Oklahoma a chance to win the national championship. They ended up beating us 14-6.
And he's never forgiven for me.
Yeah, I haven't liked him ever since.
Folks, let's get to some highlights of the first half. Dick, let's take a look now at the initial touchdown of the game. Not easy going.
Well, you know, they tried the I formation play with the fullback leading, and this time they just gave it to the fullback instead, and he got in there. It was only a 6-inch play.
You know, Bo, Michigan has really used the tight end well this season.
Well, they have, and of course in this play, when they were coming after him, they put motion outside. The linebacker failed to cover McGee, and he caught the ball all alone for a touchdown, but he's a good one.
Great one might be Wheatley, Dick.
Oh, yeah. You know, we've seen him run the big ones. You know, the game plan, the draw trap, they have since stopped this play in the second quarter. But see, he has that track man speed, and he just broke up inside there like that. Only one safety to make the play. He couldn't make it the touchdown.
Dick, I want Bo to take the next one. Was this a touchdown for Washington?
Well, first of all, he should have been contained right here. You have to keep Bunnell inside. Now those secondary backs lose sight of where these guys are. And Corwin Brown misplayed the ball here. He caught the ball and fumbled it. And in my judgment, that was not a touchdown. But, of course, that's a prejudiced judgment. I know that.
And now, I'll tell you, folks, if Bo had been on the sideline, we'd have seen something.
No, hey, when I threw that, I was more sure of that play than I am whether that one was a touchdown or not.
And how about the last touchdown of the first half, Dick?
Well, again, they went to using the tight end here. Good corner pattern, good design in the pattern. They got the coverage they wanted. The safety played him too much inside, and here he goes. Lays it right out there. First touchdown in his career. Might as well be in the Rose Bowl.
I've got one final question for Dick Vermeil and Bo Schembechler. Which one of you wants the USC job?
What a smart aleck.
I told him I'm going to go as athletic director, and I'll hire him as coach.
But, folks, just to confirm that story that we reported at the top of the Rose Bowl, USC has now made it official. Larry Smith has resigned as head coach of the Trojans, and apparently it came just hours after the Trojans were upset by Fresno State down in the Freedom Bowl. And we'll continue from the Rose Bowl in Pasadena here on ABC in just a moment.
At Thrifty Car Rental, we know renting a car for business has its good points
The Husky Band continues with the Circle Thrill to Fenway Park. and based on a familiar Washington theme.
Here is Ralph Buckler's Bow Wow Overture.
Who do you like tonight? Miami or Alabama? Let's check in with Keith Jackson in New Orleans.
Immediately following the Rose Bowl, the USF&G Sugar Bowl from the Superdome in New Orleans. It'll be the third time that a national championship game will have been played in Sugar Bowl history, matching #1 Miami and #2 Alabama. And Bob Griese, having Gino Torretta, the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, working in front of that Alabama defense seems a little bit like hanging a sack of honey in front of a hungry bear.
Well, that defense is the #1 defense in the nation. They have 7 all-conference players on that defensive team, 4 All-Americans. They are outstanding. They're 2 defensive ends and they're 2 corners. It'd be a great matchup to see if the Miami offensive line can handle the rush and if the wide receivers that Miami has, led by Lamar Thomas, the All-American, can get open on those corners.
And don't forget, there's a reason why Gino Torretta won that Heisman Trophy. He is a tough guy. Miami, Alabama could be a game for the generations coming up next in the USF&G Sugar Bowl on ABC Sports.
And Keith, our second half won't be too bad here either. And we'll have more after these messages from our ABC stations.
New York Times calls
And Washington has won the battle throwing the football. Brunell in this first half was spectacular. Did an awfully good job, Brennan, throwing that ball. 12 of 15, 223 yards and 2 touchdowns, no sacks. Wheatley, 11 carries for Michigan, 120 yards rushing. Now they both got to get a balance in that offense.
Michigan trails it by 4 points. Travis Hansen from Spokane to kick it off. Hayes back deep. They've been kicking away from Wheatley. They have been putting it in Hayes' hands. And he is stopped at the 12-yard line by Butler. Hillary Butler with a great play for the kickoff team.
Hillary Butler is a backup inside linebacker that's played well when he's had the opportunity to play behind James Clifford. That was an excellent play. Good speed, and got in there, knifed his way through. Nice job of covering a kickoff. Nice way to start the second half. Set the tempo for the defense with a special teams play.
Picozo, Doherty, Everett, Skeen, Jenkins, the starting offensive line on the field for the Wolverines. Leggett and Wheatley are the running backs. Toomer and Alexander the wideouts. Wheatley with a crease. Wheatley to the 35, 40. Wheatley could explode. He's a former state sprint champion. He'll score. Woo!
And he did it pretty fast, too. 12 carries, 208 yards already. Wow.
Tyrone Wheatley is well on his way to a Rose Bowl record. Charles White of USC against Ohio State in 1980 rushed for 247. This run gives Wheatley 208 yards on the day. Lazovac adds the extra point, and now Michigan regains the lead.
Is Big George ready? Just you wait.
The Chiefs were expected to win the division, but San Diego ran away with the crown. Now these two rivals meet in Game 2 of our playoff doubleheader, Saturday on ABC Sports.
You have just watched the longest run in Rose Bowl history. The Former record was held by another Wolverine, Mel Anthony, in 1965. Ran 84 yards for a score against Oregon State. Now Tyrone Wheatley has gone 88 and broken that record. And here is Kaufman trying to respond and get something going. He's going to break into past midfield with Dwayne Ware catching him from behind.
Talk about people with speed. Here he is. He's done this before. He's been an excellent kickoff returner through his career. This kickoff should be covered easily. The ball was up in the air and hung up there. Now he sees the bench. He gets a kickout block to the right of your screen. See, he has that little shake and break inside. Safety overran it. Fortunately, they have speed in the safety position, come from the right and puts him down. Otherwise, it's a 6-pointer.
And Washington will start at the Wolverine 45-yard line. Brunell on first down. The swing pass to Matt Jones, the fullback. Dyson takes him out of bounds at the 39-yard line.
Going to take a look at that touchdown play. Plays don't always go where they're supposed to go. It was supposed to go over here. It didn't go there. Big Dougherty is pulling to trap here. It didn't go there. DeMarco Farr slants bound inside. Go ahead, run it. Slants down inside. He sees the whole backside right here, and he just keeps going straight ahead. He says, heck, it's nicer right here. Now, you can see how valuable speed is. He's in between two safeties. They can't collapse outside in on him. Too much speed.
Berry is the tailback. Turner the fullback. Berry behind Turner, and Stanley rides him down within a yard as Tyrone Wheatley, who won 3 track events while in high school in the state of Michigan. The 100, the long jump, and also the high hurdles. He is an extremely talented athlete who checked in a little bit heavier this year. And mark it down that Tyrone Wheatley, going into next season, will be one of the most celebrated backs in college football.
And we did the third game of the season, and he wasn't a starter.
Third and short. Turner for the Husky first down. Peoples couldn't hold on, and he blasts his way to the 31-yard line.
Really got his pads down into the tackler that time and really fought his own way for that first down, Brent. Good individual effort by Darius Turner.
Well, the contest between Wheatley and Kaufman has been no contest so far, has it? Kaufman looked good on that 47-yard kickoff return, but Wheatley headed for a possible Rose Bowl rushing record. He already has the longest run now for a score. On first down, Brunell driving the Huskies. Steps away from pressure. Gets past Dyson for a first down. What a wonderful save by Brunell.
Boy, I tell you this guy is a competitor, a bright competitor. Good concentration downfield. He wants to throw. Look at those eyes. He's checking out that defense. He's calling this audible, probably a dummy audible in this situation. He gets back. He's reading right now. See, he's looking for the second receiver, third receiver. Now he's back as a ball carrier. He keeps the ball in the left hand in the position that he can go ahead and throw. Now he tucks it under and becomes a running back.
Damon Berry is the wide receiver to Brunell's left. Brunell handling to Kaufman, and Kaufman steps his way to the 17-yard line.
Washington's been very good inside the red zone this year. They've been down there 40 times and scored 34 times, and 28 of them were touchdowns. Right? That's 70%. That's a very good percentage. Good coaching of situation football inside that 20-yard line.
Big toss. Complete to the 1-yard line. Brunell off a beautiful fake hits Bruner.
See, he faked the toss, like you said, Brent, and that pulled the strong safety who has support. See, he's got to come up there and be in a contained position. He fakes the toss, pulls the safety up in there. See, fakes the toss, good extension right there. That pulls the safety up, play and run. He throws his tight end pattern in where the strong safety would normally defend. Good execution. See, the strong safety's got to concentrate on that tight end. He should be reading them on those kind of defenses.
Here's Kaufman. Touchdown, Washington.
The big offensive line that time showed that they can come off the ball. Not as big as Michigan, but they're strong. They came off. No penetration allowed. Touchdown. Offensive line. See, they come off the ball here and all man-to-man blocking there. Good from him. He picks up the linebackers. Awfully good job by Jim Neville in the middle of your screen, the center, and they get up behind him.
Hansen.
Move is good.
We've had 5 lead changes in this Rose Bowl. This is a wonderful game.
The 32 Val.
The national championship at stake tonight at the USF&G Sugar Bowl. Meanwhile, we have got all the drama you would want in a Rose Bowl unfolding here. The crowd today is under 100,000, 94,236. As Hansen kicks it off, and Hayes comes out to the 24-yard line. Butler there again, making the stop.
Mercury Hayes is a true freshman from Houston, Texas. He's rated the number 5 prospect in the state. He must have been that good to be playing as much as he has here at Michigan on a good football team as a true freshman. Well, I don't think there's any reason for Michigan to change what they do with the running game, Brent. One play and score. You know.
Just give it to number 6.
Number 1 here.
Here he comes. Nothing doing that time. Let's go down below to Julie Moran. Julie, who have you got with you?
Well, Brent, I'm with former Michigan quarterback Jim Harbaugh, who, of course, now is with the Chicago Bears. And I want to know, who was the tougher coach, Bo Schembechler or Mike Ditka?
Well, they're both tough. There's no doubt about that, and they're both been great to play for.
Mark Brunell has had a terrific day. How do you stop him?
Well, you got to stop the big plays. I mean, the kid's thrown a couple of those balls like 65, 70 yards in the air, so it's just a whale of a ball game, a lot of big plays.
Why do you think the Big Ten has traditionally had a tough time here at the Rose Bowl?
I can't figure that out. You know, I spent a lot of time thinking about it, but I think this is going to be our year to get a win.
All right, great. Thanks for stopping by. Back up to you, Brent.
Thanks, Julie. Leggett gets popped by Fields, and that's one of the reasons why the Big Ten has problems. When you've got linebackers who can move like Fields, it's tough moving the ball.
When you study these kids as they came out of high school, Brent, a number of them were sprint champions. Jamie Fields, Jaime Fields right here, he was a sprint champion in the 100 meters. You know, 10-6, here he is playing linebacker. You throw the ball out there, it doesn't take him long to get to the point of attack. Wham, there he is, hello.
And Leggett forced to come over to the sideline and kneel down. Leggett shaken up, and he is out of the game. And Shea Foster replaces him in the lineup for the Wolverines. Gerbeck, Malvo, battling free with a flag down on the far side.
On the play.
You know, the headset, you see the coaches talking there. It's really important to have a guy in the press box that doesn't narrate the game to you. Give you the facts, give you the figures, but don't keep talking to you. Every once in a while, you put a guy on there, and he's like I am, talking all the time, you know. And, you can't have that kind of guy talking to you in a headset. Drive you crazy. Here they are. Be precise, be concise. Give me what I want to hear and shut up.
The penalty moves the ball back inside the 10-yard line. I'll shut up, you talk. There's that offensive line, and Everett is a wonderful story. One of the most determined players in college football in the middle of this offensive line. And the Wolverines are now backed up close to their own goal line. The Huskies will be stomping and coming. Gerbeck into the end zone. Incomplete at the 25-yard line. He wanted Smith.
See, Washington went to a pure zone defense that time. Michigan rolling out, trying to buy some time. They worked down there, had a shot at it.
Another penalty flag. Thrown back by the goal line.
Who dropped a hanky, huh?
Holding. Offense. Decline. Fourth down.
And Stapleton will punt out of the Michigan end zone. With Shelley, the freshman wide receiver, standing across midfield in Washington territory, looking for a return. And he may have it at the 45. 40. Down at the 35-yard line. 10-yard return for Shelley.
Playing on a very short field here, Brett. You know, he had a return there if he'd stayed up inside. He had a kick-out block. Then he jumped outside the kick-out block. Inexperience at running punt returns. Best thing you can do is keep going upfield with it. There's Mark Brunell. You know, he's thrown over 200 yards 3 out of the last 4 ball games and having his biggest one today.
From where they are in field position, with the one play that Eric Bjornsson wants to run, that flanker reverse and throw the pass, this would be an ideal spot on the field. Kralik is in the game, and Bjornsson goes outside to the right. They'll run right straight ahead with the draw play, and Richard Thomas getting his first carry in the game.
You know, Bjornsson told us about that play you were talking about, Coach, and he said, you know, we've been working on it for 8 games, and we haven't called it yet. If he doesn't call it, we're going to call it ourselves. He said.
Won't get the chance right now because he's leaving the game, and he was swinging his right arm like, come on, man, give me the ball.
See, he's a converted quarterback. He volunteered to play receiver, and he'll be back at the quarterback position next fall.
So it's Brunell with that quick drop, firing to Kralik, a little bit behind him and incomplete.
Pass incomplete. It was intended for Joe Kralik.
You can sense Brunell's confidence growing in the pocket, the way he is pulling out and quickly setting up.
And you know, because he has the ability to do both, set up in the pocket and throw accurately, set up and scramble out if he has to, roll out if he has to. He's not limited in regard to athletic skills.
He's 14 of 18 for 246 yards throwing the ball against the Wolverines today. Thomas across the 30.
Richard Thomas, the ball carrier.
Put the ball at, what, about the 27? 44-yard field goal attempt.
Here comes Hansen.
He's 3 for 4 from that distance coming in. You know, his brother is the kicker at Detroit. Had a great year, kicking 21 of 26 field goals, Brent. You really liked him when he was in college.
I thought he was a Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah, you really liked him.
Bjornsson is the holder. Here comes the 44-yard attempt. He's got it.
You know, Brent, I didn't think he was going to make that because the kicker, Hansen, broke his rhythm. He started to go, stop, and then kicked. Most of the time when that happens, you don't get it done. Low snap. See, everything was off in regard to rhythm, but he still kicked it accurately. Taking another look at that. See the ball down low. Holder does a good job of getting it back up there. Bjornsson does, and he puts it where it's supposed to go, between the goalposts.
31-24. 55 points on the board in this Rose Bowl. And still a lot of time to go. Could be a big day for Dogs, with Georgia having beaten Ohio State down in the Citrus Bowl.
Number 6 title.
And here the Huskies are ahead of the Wolverines. And again, they put it in Hayes' hands. This time, Hayes blasts to the 24-yard line. Let's look at the Michigan quarterback numbers right now.
11 of 22, having a pretty good day. Last year in the game, he was 13 of 26.
Powers goes back to the left and makes it to the 29-yard line.
Now, Ricky Powers was a starter there, and he injured his ankle, and this is the first game that he's 100% healthy. And I visited with him about it yesterday, and he was, you know, he gets hurt. Whiteley takes it over, and he can't get his job back. But he said, if I get my opportunity today, I'm going to show that I'm a good tailback. Can't do it on the bench.
Step out right now with Davis checking in. He gets the call. Davis to the 31-yard line.
Here's what I don't agree with, though, Brent. You know, it's easy to sit up there and second guess, but when you've got a horse that's running and really running hard, keep him in there and give him the football.
I'm going to give Moeller one little pass on Wheatley, because when they set up to return that kickoff, he was not on the field this last time. Toomer was out there.
Yeah.
We'll get a check.
That's enough rest. That's enough rest.
Coaches are all alike.
But, you know, you get a running back that's really hot, just like a quarterback that's hot. Just give him the ball. Maybe he's banged up.
Well, that's what I was wondering. However, he's got the helmet on there on the sideline. Now Powers, Gerbeck. Gerbeck has time. Throws to Alexander.
You know what they're doing right there? They run a one-man pattern. Impossible to get any pressure on the quarterback. One-man pattern working back right here. You'll see that everybody else stays in right here. There isn't anybody else going out for the pass. They're just going to all block. We defy you to get to our quarterback. Now watch him work back into that zone.
Mason and Fields are lined up defensively on the same side for the Huskies, and they were ready for Davis, and Davis got to the 44.
Ed Davis, the ball carrier.
For you Washington fans who may have joined us at halftime or a little bit later, Walter Bailey injured a shoulder in the first half, and it's unlikely that he will return in this game. Reggie Reeser, number 5, is the cornerback. He is on the wide side of the field. There he is, and he has held up quite well, thank you.
They're coming after him.
Underneath the Smith, and it was Reeser who hit him first with Parkour coming over to clean up on the tackle.
Real good job by Reeser releasing the slant pattern when the inside. As soon as he saw it thrown, he released back up inside and makes the tackle. Good job by Reeser.
Now Gerbeck hit his last third down in this series. McGee scored a big touchdown for Michigan earlier, and you would have to think that the Wolverines want to get their tight end back involved in this offense as Wheatley returns. Wheatley and Toomer check in from the sideline. So McGee will line up and come in motion. And Wheatley, no surprise, and Farr couldn't get him down. He got the first down off a second effort. He has gained better than 200 yards, and yet this one may be the most important of the game.
He may be a little bit short. This time they just go ahead and trap it again. See, and Hill, I think that's Butler that came down inside there and made that contact. Look at the effort. Look at, he's not a track man playing football. He's a football player. Here it is again. Now see him find it. DeMarco Farr, his 75 has him. He runs out of that. He's still not down. He works down. He's a little bit short.
His knee was down. And they spotted the ball and so it is just short, and the Wolverines will punt it.
I think it's a good decision.
But Wheatley is staying on the field. Wheatley is the up back in this formation. And Butler sees him defensively. Now both Butler and Hoffman point out that Wheatley is on the field. And so as a result, the Wolverines will punt. And Shelley makes the fair catch at the 17-yard line.
That was a good decision to go ahead there. You know, the fans want him to go for it, but you're only one play out of the ball game at 31-24. Go ahead and punt it, play defense.
Second half, Dick, 10 points. Obviously, the changes and adjustments made are working for Don James' team. Michigan had stopped the running game in the first half, but they're having some problems here in this half. Kaufman squeezes through to the 23-yard line.
See, they're given the opportunity, the offensive line, to put some weight forward and just come off the ball and nail people in their zone of blocking scheme. Like that time, they just came off and he ran back behind the nose guard.
Big Lincoln Kennedy, number 75, leads the offensive line up. He's the tackle.
Looks like the moon coming over the mountain, doesn't it?
Lined up on the right side, and Brunell sprints away with Stanley in pursuit, and he fires complete. A catch at the 34-yard line, and now it's being waved off. Now the other official comes over and waves it off, and a penalty flag came flying also. Did he go out of bounds and then come back in, Dick?
I think he did here. Look to the left-hand side of your screen. See, he's out of bounds right there. You can go out of bounds and come back in college if you're knocked out of bounds, but you can't do it if you're not knocked out of bounds.
It was a nifty move, nevertheless, by Shelley.
Don gets it explained to him.
Penalty nullifies the play.
So a very costly penalty in this situation.
They're eating up some clock time here. It's taking a little while to get this one off.
Third down. Brunell slips, regains his balance. Dyson's got him at the 5-yard line. He lost his balance pulling out, and he just could not avoid the bull rush.
See, that's the one negative to that pedal technique. See, he's left-handed, and he pedaled without turning his shoulder to sprint back, so he could see better to his right that time. Couldn't do it. See, he's a left-handed passer. He comes straight back. Now, see, he stumbles right there. Regains his balance. Sees Buster Stanley, number 60, flushes him. Wham! Here comes his partner, Matt Dyson.
A 16-yard loss. Wardell must punt out of the Washington end zone. Alexander at the 41. 25, he's got an alley. Alexander to the A 29-yard return off a 34-yard punt.
See what he did? First off, it was a lousy punt. See, the coverage couldn't get there, but watch what he does. He attacks the coverage people. They don't come to balance, see? They're still running up. Matt Jones doesn't come to balance, see? They're reaching for him, and he just goes right up inside. He's averaged over 13 yards a carry all year, and punt returns, you can see why. Courageous punt returner.
The chance Michigan's been waiting for. Alexander's the slot man to Gerbeck's left. Wheatley's in motion, and there's movement all over, and the Huskies are claiming that Jenkins moved.
And they're right. Big Trezell.
That is a costly penalty down there going in. It'll make it 1st and 15.
He's just a red shirt freshman, just a little guy at 6'7", 298 pounds, and Don James liked that call. Here he is. There's Trezell. I saw him walk by yesterday in a over there by the swimming pool in the hotel. I mean, it looked like a tank coming by. What's he going to be when he grows up? Look at that guy. Oh, I'm glad I don't have to play in front of him. Musburger, you could handle him, though, couldn't you? You could handle him.
Gerbeck. Wheatley with that inside shuffle pass to the 15-yard line, and this will still be a long way to go. They've got to get inside the 3-yard line for a first down as Tommy Smith read Wheatley on the play.
Here's Trezell Jenkins, number 77. He does a pretty good job there. He's walling him off. Now he has Jaime Fields outweighed by 100 pounds. That's a pretty good mismatch. I want you on my side, Trezell.
Gerbeck floats one to the end zone, and Alexander and out of bounds. It will now be 3rd down for the Wolverines with the ball at the Washington 15-yard line.
Tough to run that kind of pattern when they go zone on you. See, they backed off and played zone coverage, and it's tough. It really is tough to drop it in. As Sid Gilman used to say, drop it down the stovepipe right down. Just climb the ladder and drop it down the stovepipe. Couldn't do it.
And Alexander's shaken up. Smith and Hayes, the wide receivers, along with Toomer. Gerbeck has 3 wide receivers. Gerbeck incomplete. Toomer and McGee were in the neighborhood, and so was Reggie Reeser there.
Somebody made a mistake there. You don't want 2 receivers at the same spot in throwing a pass pattern, because what you do is you draw other defenders. Here's Toomey, the freshman from Vallejo, California. He has bump and run coverage, does a good job of getting underneath it. See, he gets up there, but McGee had worked over on like a tight end seam post down there right into him. Too many people shaking hands in the same area.
A 32-yard field goal attempt for Peter Alazavec. Timeout is called by Michigan.
Alazavec is 2 for 5 from this distance.
Oh,
it's not a gimme. It's not a gimme.
That hurts. Yeah. To use a timeout and a field goal attempt because they might have been attempting a fake and they saw something they didn't like down there. Tony McGee turned around and called the timeout, and Mollard saying, what's going on out there?
You know, and Tony McGee is an all Big Ten academic student, so he's a smart guy.
That would indicate by the body language there the kind of pattern that they wanted McGee to run when he came out, when Moeller made that move with his hand. Yeah. McGee was confused on the play, so he calls a timeout. Along condolences to the family of William H. Nicholas. He was the former Tournament of Roses president. He passed away on Wednesday, and he certainly was a key figure in the development of sports here in the Los Angeles area. He's one of those fellows who negotiated with Walter O'Malley when Mr. O'Malley brought the Brooklyn Dodgers out to the Los Angeles Coliseum in 1958. He was 85 years old. Now the 32-yard field goal attempt by Elizabeth. No good. Michigan with a first down at the Washington 13-yard line, and they failed to score.
That ball hit the upright. They had to take the 4 feet 10 inches out of the goalpost. This would have been good. Here comes the ball. Freeze it right there. Oops, see, there it is. On the other side, it would have bounced in.
So now it's Brunell and the Huskies, leading it by 7. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. The toss to Kaufman. Fumble! Michigan indicating they've got it. They've got it. There is Powers. He recovered the fumble. The first turnover of this Rose Bowl, and it's costly.
Don James pats him on the shoulder. Many different approaches to take with the back when he fumbles it. Sometimes you get mad at him. Sometimes you don't. Coach James just pats him on the back and said, hey, let's get ready to play again. There it goes. Actually goes out of there before he gets hit. That happens when you lose concentration on the football.
Now, remember, when they had a first down at the 13, the big tackle moved and cost them 5 big yards. Now it's Wheatley. Wheatley breaks the first tackle. For the 5, touchdown Michigan. Oh, what a day he's having. 24 yards for Tyrone Wheatley.
Brent, I don't want to say I told you so, but when you've got a guy running the football, run him, and run him. A good eye draw play, just a straight draw, not a draw trap. Got a fullback lead block right there. Poor tackling by Clifford right there. Shane Pauakoa, poor course to the ball as a safety. Speed up in between. Amani Toomer gets a good block. Downfield touchdown.
15 carries, 235 yards.
He ain't finished yet.
Well, the Wolverines and their fans hope so. Washington would like to see him slow down a little bit.
I tell you what, we ought to hire Bo out to go around the country and talk to running backs. He'd make a hell of a lot of money, wouldn't he?
See, that's unusual. Michigan is tied with somebody.
Yeah, 2 in a row. Bo, where were you when I needed you? Gary Moeller's game plan of draw, trap, quick passing has really helped the running game. Last year they came in here, they didn't do a very good job. 72 yards rushing. They made that in the first quarter.
Eric Lovell will kick it off for Michigan. Number 8, Napoleon Kaufman, and number 42, Jay Berry, are deep for Washington.
Coaching all the time. Coaches always talk. That's Les Miles, the offensive line coach. He's telling them, hey guys, I like that draw blocking. Let's just stay with it. We'll quit draw trapping. Just run straight draw blocking. Just like I coach you to do it.
Now it's Berry. Berry. Woo. To the 28-yard line, and it's Washington's turn. And you can see the numbers, folks. It says it all.
Carries. See, he's not tired. Of course, he's run a long ways, but quarter milers run that in 49 seconds, you know, so he'll be ready.
Brunell and the Huskies. Play change at the line. Kaufman could not break that tackle by Hutchinson.
Good discipline by Hutchinson, remaining in a position to maintain leverage on the football just in case it comes back out to him. There he was. Good job by Chris Hutchinson. Two-time academic All-Big Ten football player, getting a little massage back here. Hey, give him whatever it takes. Just keep him running.
Well, if the next one tonight on ABC is as good as this one, this will be some day to remember.
It will be.
Fake by Brunell. Snaps it off to a diving receiver over here on the right side. That was Damon Berry, who is Jay's brother.
To Damon Berry.
You know, their dad is Odell Berry. Played for a number of years with the Denver Broncos. Was a good football player.
Made the stop. Brings up 3rd and 3 for the Huskies.
Darius Turner.
They're a little bit late getting their players in. Outstanding performance here.
And Kaufman goes out as a receiver. No running backs in this formation. Brunell running out of trouble, gets past Morrison, and he's down at the 45 with a first down for the Huskies.
Geez, were they, that time they put the running back in motion, like you said, Brent. He ended up one-on-one with Chris Hutchinson going down the sideline. If he was not flushed and could throw that, it was 6 points all the way.
Seconds ticking away here on the 3rd quarter.
When you rush a quarterback that can move around like Brunell, you're really, I think, smart to assign a defensive lineman inside just to squat and wait for him to get there.
Come back for the 4th quarter. We may have one for the ages after this message and a word from our ABC station. Michigan and Washington are tied at 31. And for Gary Moeller, Tyrone Wheatley on his 2 runs in the 3rd quarter totaled 112 of their 143 yards. Washington's ball, 1st and 10. Brunell off a fake. He's got Kralik. And what a beautiful fake that was by the young man.
Pass complete to Mark Bruner.
He goes to Bruner, and he had Kralik breaking free on that dick.
When you run play action, you freeze those linebackers inside like this. See, now watch him makes nice fake. See the nice fake, keeps it in the belly, sits back inside. Now the tight end works over inside there. No one on him like that. See, no linebackers around him. He froze him completely. Good job. Gets his feet back around, finds his target, and lets her go.
Ball at the Michigan 39. Turner and Kaufman. Kaufman. A hole on the outside, and Kaufman past the 35 to the 34-yard line.
On the desk. See, when you're that quick, you can hit up inside. If it's not there, and you can find a place to slide to, you have that quickness to accelerate between before the backer can fill it. Good job by Napoleon Kaufman.
Second down.
We have Bo back here. We're trying to test his heart operation that he had a few years ago, or what?
We're seeing a great football game.
Brunell. Incomplete, and he was under a furious rush that time. So, Bo Schembechler, I guess my question to you is, how often did you get involved in a 62-point shootout?
These are the toughest games in the world to coach. I want you to know, because you're not sure your defense can ever stop the other team from scoring, and you know every time you get the ball, you have to put some points on the board.
It is now 3rd down for the Huskies.
3rd and 6 for the Huskies.
Blitz.
Brunell, incomplete, and interference on Ware. Ware had locked up on Damon Berry, and it was quite clear that it was interference.
Quite clear that he didn't see the ball. No need to interfere. Couldn't catch it if he had a ladder. Here's the interference right here. He was really working on him.
He's exhausted.
Doesn't look very emotional. Don't you know the score's tied?
This is getting me back to the Northwest, man. This smog and heat and everything down here in Southern California, it's no life for a Husky. Now 1st and 10. Kaufman in motion. Turner inside the 20-yard line. Nothing much doing there. Matt Dyson.
You know, I was told by one of the coaches, in fact, it was Jeff Woodruff that told me, the quarterback coach there at Washington, that after Brunell came back from his knee injury, he became a better passer. He became a better passer. He concentrated more on that, thinking maybe he wouldn't ever be able to run as well again. But now he has both, better passing and the same mobility he had prior to the operation.
Brunell for the end zone. Overthrew Shelley.
Did a good job.
Down.
Good job of disguising the coverage, Brent. They showed man-to-man and dropped off and went zone. Good job, good signal calling. Hard for the quarterback to read it when it's like that. Here's the numbers. You can see Michigan yards rushing 255, balanced out by Washington's passing 252. Hey, that's the score. 31-31, that's the stats. Time and possession to Washington's favor. Turnover, the one score from Michigan.
If Washington does not get a first down, look for Travis Hansen. 3rd and long. They have to get to the 10-yard line for a first down. And Brunell, stepping to the left, fires incomplete. Corwin Brown, and interference, a late flag. He took Fralick down, and the flag came flying on Corwin Brown.
I think it's a good call, Brent. He got there before the ball did. He had a good break on it and everything, and he really went after the ball, but he went through the receiver too soon. See Fralick coming off. He run underneath. They're playing a double zone, so there's a safety sitting back in there to that side of the field, and he sees it. See, he's there really early. No attempt for the ball either. Just a shoulder pad into him. Not a good play by Corwin Brown.
Giving the Huskies a 1st and goal early in the 4th quarter. Goal line defense on the field for the Wolverines. Turner and Jones along with Kaufman. And it's Brunell sprinting, won't make it. The Wolverines read it properly. Chris Hutchinson there along with Peoples.
Good inside-out pursuit. That Hutchinson is really a good football player. And I'll tell you, Brunell hurting a little bit right now. He's grimacing. Morrison steps up inside. There's a fake. Now Peoples coming inside out. Number 90 working out there. Here comes Ware. He turns him back up inside. Wham! He takes it right there on his throwing arm. His left arm, he took a real good shot. He's hurting.
This is Kaufman picking his way, and he is stopped short by Peoples again.
Napoleon Kaufman carry.
You know, as I sat up here and looked down on the field, thinking about that 1st and 5 on the goal and knowing how tough Michigan is down inside that 5-yard line, I'm thinking, boy, what a good time to come with a real strong play-action pass. Now it's tough to throw on 3rd and 5 down here, really, because the defense has all the edges. One thing they haven't run, though, is the quarterback draw. Real good area to use it. With this kind of quarterback, I'm sure they have it in their offense. I know because I've seen it on tape. They do have it.
Tony Henderson shaken up, so he will come to the sideline.
Tony Henderson, the injured Michigan player.
And that allowed Brunell the opportunity to go over to the Washington staff, and now he must come back into the huddle as the clock has started.
The one thing they have to defense here, too, is the third guy in the backfield, the quarterback that can run.
Brunell brings the option. He'll go to Kaufman. Nothing doing. And you know who is there again? Peoples.
Well, Bo, you said Peoples was a real good football player.
Well, he had a great goal line stand. He was in on all 3 of the plays.
All 3 of those. They're loaded up with a formation strength to the left side of your screen. So they're trying to leverage the defense, get leverage. Hutchinson does a good job, turns him back into Peoples. Now he gets the rest of the people coming. Look at those white jerseys. They don't want him in the end zone. Good job.
Now a 22-yard field goal in tight from the right hash mark.
He has missed 1 of 2.
No good.
No good.
The Wolverines dodge a bullet.
People that first come to Subway are...
Leggett is the fullback. And they use Leggett, who powers his way to the 24-yard line on first down. So that was the reason why Tyrone Wheatley was not on the field for that kickoff return a short time ago, and is one of the reasons why they have been substituting for him frequently here in the second half. He has been magnificent, but he's carried the ball only 15 times.
There had to be a reason, Brent. You know, there just had to be a reason for it, and I'm glad I found out what it was. Looks like they're coming after him again.
Now Smith backs off, and Gerbeck fires complete to McGee, just short of a first down.
Gerbeck showing real good poise. He wanted to throw the flanker curl outside, way wide to his right. It wasn't there. It wasn't there because the defense had worked out underneath it, so he comes back inside. Good job.
You know, Elvis Gerbeck, and your heart goes out to his Croatian relatives over in Europe. A lot of them have been right in the heart of that civil unrest and horrible war that's going on, and difficult to get a hold of his relatives. And here he is in his final college game, handing off to Leggett, who goes up over the top for a first down.
You know, the other thing I would be concerned about now if I were Moeller is I don't have a cinch field goal kicker. You know, I can't think about just eating out the clock, driving it down there, put it in the proper position, and let him pop it through. So that changes your thinking in this situation with 9 minutes to go, tied score 31-31, and you're not sure you want to dump all the responsibility on your field goal kicker, who is still immature and not ready to do maybe the kind of job it takes to win a ball game like this.
But he has hit his career long one to open the game.
Yes, he has. They wouldn't be tied ahead.
And Gerbeck hands off to Davis. Davis breaks to the 37-yard line. So the young man with some huge shoes to fill right now as he has replaced Tyrone Wheatley in that Michigan backfield.
You know, each time they put in a back and you study these guys, you know, that's not just Joe Schmatz. This guy was the Michigan Player of the Year as selected by the USA Today. You know, the guy could run. Each guy, that's the fourth guy. Hey, they've got some talent there. I thought it was all coaching, Bo.
No, well...
Leggett on the draw. First down. It's going to be very close. Let's see where this linesman spots that ball.
Brent, that's the same formation and form of motion that they used to get the big play early in the ball game to the tight end. This time they didn't run the same play. They ran a running play off that formation. But I wouldn't be surprised to see it come again.
3rd and 1.
So Michigan with a 3rd and 1. A year ago, Gerbeck would have thrown the bomb to Desmond Howard, but I don't see Desmond down there right now.
Well, they only let him catch one ball in the Rose Bowl last year. People can watch Desmond tomorrow on ABC.
think he's caught too many balls in the NFL, come to think of it.
No.
So with Dick Vermeil, Julie Moran, and Bo Schembechler, I'm Brent Musburger. Very nice to have you with us on this New Year's Day. We settle in now for the last 8 minutes with the score tied at 31. And Gerbeck calling the play at the line on 3rd and short.
He has to. They're in the Bear defense right there. He didn't want to go after it.
Davis gets the first down, and he has popped at the 45.
For the first
See,
down.
they jumped into a Bear defense, the old Buddy Ryan defense. They're all loaded up inside. He didn't want to run against that, so he goes outside. See these people all covered inside? He didn't want to run up in here. He wanted to get out over here. Good audible, good audible. See, he gets the block right there, gets the kick out block, up good lead block by Leggett, first down. Good quarterbacking. And Moeller says, good job, quarterback.
Fake to Leggett.
There it is. There it is.
Got McGee, and
Same
Reeser
thing.
forced to come over and make the stop.
Brent, we just talked about that a few minutes ago. They came with it again, but they didn't use motion to do it. They just lined up in it. You see what I'm talking about? 2 tight ends to the left side of your screen. Play action fake now. Safety working away. See, no one hot him right there. There's Jaime Fields.
That worked earlier for a 49-yard touchdown.
Be smart, he says.
Now a 32-yard gain, 5 catches for 102 yards. Davis battling to the 16-yard line. And Bo Schembechler, tell us a little bit about Davis. He is running quite hard right now.
Well, he's basically, if you line him up, would be the 4th-string tailback. He's really not that. He's a redshirt freshman. He's got a lot of talent, and he's got a lot of speed. So they have a lot of tailbacks. I don't know of any team in the country that has as many good tailbacks as Michigan.
Now what we did was just hurt their recruiting program. No one's going to say.
No, they just have to get one more. They always have to get one more.
Fellow at East Lansing. I think George Perlis is watching the Rose Bowl with him. 2nd down. Here's Davis.
Good defense.
To the 15-yard line. Must get inside the 13 for a first down.
Reggie Reeser was...
Davis, the ball carrier. Reggie Reeser made the stop, along with Jaime Fields.
Reggie did a real nice job of coming. He's filling in real well for not having been the starter, a redshirt freshman out of John Muir High School right here in Pasadena. He's playing in front of his home crowd. No wonder he's playing so well. The Huskies have been really tough inside the 20 this year.
Gerbeck. Caught. Touchdown, Michigan. Lucky.
Said they were going to get the balls to the tight end more. 2nd time the tight end has caught a touchdown going to the corner. Here he is, one-on-one coverage on a linebacker. They were spread out, wide receivers, tight end inside. Jaime Fields, an outside linebacker, has to cover him. Couldn't get it done.
Alazavec. It's 38-31, Michigan. Eagle, these wonderful shots of today's game, and our pilot up there is Captain Charles Russell. Captain, good job. We'll see you in San Diego tomorrow for the NFL playoffs. I can remember a time when I was watching on television back in 1963 when Pete Beathard and Ron Vanderkellen got into a shootout. Now it is the short man, and that is Jones, Matt Jones, bringing it up.
Matt Jones is trying to kick off.
It hasn't been the quarterbacks, but it certainly has been a running back. Tyrone Wheatley, who's having a back problem, and you can see that they're working on him in an effort to get him back. He's carried 15 times for 235 yards and 3 touchdowns, won an 88-yarder, which is the longest run ever in the Rose Bowl.
I think here it's critical that they use high percentage passing. Don't try to get this thing back to a tie situation in 1 or 2 plays. Just take your time, be patient. You got a lot of it, and you have all 3 timeouts.
There's Berry to the 35-yard line.
Jay Berry, the ball carrier.
Here's another school with a lot of fine running backs we're watching play. The University of Washington. Damon Berry.
Bjornson checks in.
Play will be 2nd and 6.
Shelley leaves.
Ball's at the 36-yard line.
Toss, and here comes Bjornson looking for that pass. Bjornson standing in, fires to a diving receiver, but it was too low at midfield. Incomplete. This one will be waved off.
Bjornson did a good job. He had the post pattern covered. Now you'll note it was a reverse. It was a reverse pass. They wanted to throw the post pattern down here. The safety stood back there and took it away. Presence in mind, because he is a converted quarterback. He goes to a secondary receiver. Real good job of getting it there. Otherwise, it's a wasted play. It ends up being incomplete anyway because he throws it a little bit low. But good judgment on his part.
Tough spot to use a trick play.
Very tough.
In 3rd and long now. That was a real gutsy call at that moment in this game. Brunell, and he picks it up anyway. And it's Mack. Mack across the 40 to the 36. So Brunell calmly comes back on 3rd down with a 28-yard gain.
The young freshman cornerback Ty Law made a mistake on this one. See, quarterback looking away, comes back. Good poise, good protection. Now Ty Law comes up here. Just make the tackle. See, just come up to bounce and make the tackle. That should not have happened.
Now, what Don James must be thinking about as we come down to 4:25 is get his staff ready to call a 2-point play. If they do bounce it in, they'll go for the win in this situation. Now it's Brunell. Snaps one off to Kralik. And it's Kralik to the 25 and close to another 1st down, depending on the spot.
Moves the ball to the 25-yard line.
We were talking about 2-point plays, Brent. You know, Washington is 2 for 3 in that situation this year, and that's really good. I mean, that's a high percentage of 2-point success.
They come down to the final 4 minutes with all 3 of their timeouts. Moeller and Michigan used 1. McGee, remember, had to call it during what appeared to be a fake field goal situation. Wolverines have 2. It's 1st and 10, and now Washington is going to use 1. Timeout in the Rose Bowl. Michigan leading Washington by 7.
Indeed, let the herald sing. It's the national championship game tonight in the USF&G Sugar Bowl game. Gene Stallings, Alabama Crimson Tide, and Dennis Erickson, Miami Hurricanes. Coming up next.
Meanwhile, Keith, a little unfinished business here in the Rose Bowl with Bo Schembechler and Dick Vermeil and Julie Moran. I'm Brent Musburger. Happy New Year, everybody. This has been a great Rose Bowl game. 4:04. Now Brunell driving the Huskies. Movement in the middle of the defense. Great anticipation that time by Tony Henderson.
He was either offside or awfully quick, one or the other. Holy mackerel, did he get off. You'll see it right in the center of your screen right here. You'll see these 2 people right in here. Watch the quickness. Boom, right through there. Wow, good arm over move. Hey, I don't know, maybe they snapped it out of rhythm.
They snapped it early. The right guard was not ready for the ball to be snapped on that, and he came through the opening because the defensive lineman moves when the ball moves. Now 2nd down. Off the fake, Brunell. Brunell for Kralik, and he underthrew him. Incomplete in the end zone with Ware covering.
Boy, and that's a tough pattern to cover. They take the outside receiver and run him to the post, run the slot man out and up. That's tough to cover in that kind of coverage, especially, bro.
Henderson's play looms ever so large now. 3 minutes and 21 seconds to play. Michigan leading by 7. And it will be 3rd and 11 for the Huskies.
See, by trying to get it all in one play, though, see, you leave yourself in 3rd and 11. Why not 5 and 6 yards at a time? Much easier, higher percentage.
Brunell fires inside the 15-yard line for a first down. Another huge, but hold on. Shelley grabbed the ball.
I think Peoples got that thing knocked out before he had control of it, Brent.
You're right.
Good defensive play by Peoples. You see the tail end of this play right here to the left side of your screen. It looks like it's going in there. It didn't go. It went out before Peoples got there. Brunell thought he had it, but good job of stepping up inside, finally under pressure. Oh, he's in.
So now it's 4th and 11. Brunell trying to run for it, won't get it. Michigan's ball, where is there?
Real good defensive series, but there's still a lot of time on the clock, and they can't think and can't assume they've already won the football game. They can't run out the clock. They've got to play good football. I've seen teams lose games by celebrating too early, Brent. I've been involved with them as a coach. So have you, right, Bo?
You're absolutely right. They've got to move this ball and get a first down or two.
Because I guarantee you, these Huskies, with Jim Lambright coaching that defense, they're coming after them. They'll get the ball back. Washington has 2 timeouts left.
So the parents of Michigan quarterback Elvis Grbac anxiously watching out of Willoughby Heights, Ohio. And Elvis tries to move the ball by tossing to Davis. Davis battling for a couple of yards as Tyrone Wheatley unable to return because of those severe leg cramps. Washington had 2 timeouts remaining, as did Michigan.
They just used one of them. Boy, it's tough when now that defense can just line up and swarm with all those 8 guys up there. They'll take their chances with a passing game. And I'll tell you, knowing Moeller, and we've been around him a number of years now, and presenting his games, he will throw the darn thing.
He may.
2:59 to play. Michigan up by 7. Leading by 7 points. This is Powers exploding. 40 and out of bounds at the 44-yard line as Ricky Powers comes in with a huge 24-yard run.
Just a good eye draw play. See, now the tailback will set one way. Now see him set, pause. There it is, no trap. Good lead block by Leggett right there at the point of attack. Super job by Leggett. He gets through there. Now he's into the secondary. Again, there's only one safety back there. He has to make it.
That was such a huge moment for Ricky Powers, who has missed games this year because of an injured ankle. He has watched Tyrone Wheatley move into that starring position. Now it's 1st and 10 for the Wolverines.
They're audible. They're in that Bear defense again.
Powers. One of the key men right there. Last year, 3 days before the Rose Bowl, Everett was injured and unable to go, and it threw off the entire rhythm of the Michigan offense. And when you look statistically at what they have done throughout his career, when he is healthy and able to start, they generally win. One day, the right hand was broken, and so he went out against Purdue and he snapped it left-handed. This year, his home down in South Florida was raked by Hurricane Andrew. He is a tremendous leader and a young man who has played through a broken jaw, returning 2 weeks after one of the nastiest accidents I have ever seen in football. And yet Steve Everett was right back there. And folks, he's no tough guy. He's an art major.
And I'll tell you, he's going to major in the NFL for a long time, too.
Wonderful young man and a great story.
Bo, did you recruit him?
Yes, I did, and as a matter of fact, he begged to come because he was small and I didn't have a grant and aid available. And he waited till way after the signing date before he came.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You climb down into the trenches.
Those last ones usually are the best ones.
You bet.
Look at that helmet.
Look at that helmet. I love it. Huskies have got to come up with it and get after him right now. Take some shots. Bring them all.
Now Washington certainly trying to get the ball. It's Powers. Powers trying to cover it up and go down as Smith came in to help Mason.
It almost looked like he fumbled it. It almost looked like he was fumbling. That's the problem sometimes with rotating backs in there. You know, little different mechanics of taking the ball from the quarterback, 2 tight ends. He's going to get back there, hand it to him deep. Now he's moving it out there. See that thing? He almost knocked it out of us. Fortunately, he recovered the ball.
Most important reception of the game. Powers to Powers.
Powers to Powers. Good penetration by the Husky defense. There's a football player, Hoffman. Boy, we got a lot of football players in this field today. You can tell by looking at their hats.
Gerbeck bringing the clock down. Snapping it on 2 or 3 here on this 3rd down. Powers and Michigan forced to punt. So as you predicted, Dick, Washington got it back.
Now they're going to get it back.
Now, what's your feeling about going all out to block a punt in this situation, you two guys?
Yeah. You know my feeling on block a punt. I'll let you talk first so I can second guess you.
Well, it's 6 of one, half a dozen other. They got a great return guy back there. If you rough the kicker, it's over. You got to go for a punt return. And
I agree with you. And
see what happens.
And give the ball to your quarterback and see you got a chance. Yes, you don't have any timeouts left, but you got a mobile quarterback. Scramble around.
For Michigan. Single safety.
There's Jason Shelley.
Number 18.
Awaiting the punt. Stapleton is partially blocked. Washington takes over at the Michigan 45-yard line with 1:03.
It was a high snap, almost over the top of the head. Not a time to get a bad snap. They came after it. The rush comes from the right side. See the high snap? That breaks your rhythm. Here it is right there. He lays out, does an awfully good job at getting at the blocking point in front of the punter, coming from the right side of your screen. Here he comes underneath right there. Wham! Stretches out, does a perfect job. That was Kilpatrick that got in there and got it, number 35. Well, good thing we didn't call that one.
No comment.
Now Washington is without a timeout. They have a 1st down. Brunell throws high and incomplete to Shelley. So Mark Brunell playing in his 3rd straight Rose Bowl. 2 years ago, he was the MVP. And now he has the career passing yardage record.
He'd rather have the points leading right now, I think.
Brunell firing high and incomplete, almost intercepted as Maloney had a shot at it.
You know, and Damon Mack was crossing over there in behind that, and the ball was almost tipped to him.
And Moeller wonders, how could he not catch that ball? Now 3rd down for the Huskies.
The Wolverines, Michigan defense doing a good job of trying to funnel everybody back inside. Don't let them catch the ball. You want to run around the inside, fine, but don't let them get out of bounds.
Brunell, high and incomplete. He had Bruner set up for the 1st down. He threw the ball a little bit high, and the Huskies are down to 4th down.
I'm surprised the defenders sagged off enough to allow the 1st down catch. You would think they would be crowding that marker. See, they're sagged off. They're in a double zone, but the corner has rolled off. Hasn't rolled up. See, he's back there. He has help behind him, yet they allow this man to get to the first down position. Not good defense.
Brunell snaps it incomplete. Michigan's ball. Once they get just 11 men on the field, Gerbeck, with that tight formation, will kneel down, and Wisconsin, I should say, Washington out of timeouts. This feels like beating Wisconsin to you, doesn't it, Bo? Getting 38 points?
Well, yeah, not exactly. Not when you get 38 in the Rose Bowl.
I tell you, both teams really played hard, but they got after each other, but good. Excellent football game. Fun to present.
Take that one.
When Ford refined the full-size car, we made its shape more aerodynamic, its V8 engine more powerful, and yet...
Washington 38-31, and next, of course, it's the battle for the national championship. The USF&G Sugar Bowl coming your way from New Orleans, Miami, and Alabama. And there is quite a scene being played out down by the Michigan bench right now as the entire football team came over by the band and the student body, many of whom have traveled here from Ann Arbor to watch their team win the Rose Bowl. And downstairs we go to Julie Moran. Julie?
Oh, Brent, it is pandemonium down here, but Coach, you finally got one.
There's no question about that. Very happy, and this belongs to the kids, and what a way to finish out, you know, the number of championships we've had. They played very hard. We played a good Washington team, as you know, and I think a very exciting game.
Well, now we're going to go to Gary Hayward, and he's going to present the trophy to Coach Moeller.
Get up here. Gary, last time you and I met, it wasn't as much fun. Congratulations. It's so great. We really love you for it. Glad to be here. This belongs to these guys. These are the guys. Congratulations, you guys. Robin and Terre Haute, Indiana. I love you, Mom. I love you. You got it. Thank you very much. Everett rules. This is yours. 87th Street. What's up, 87th Street?
So thanks to everybody. It was a wonderful Rose Bowl. Michigan wins it 38-31. For Dick Vermeil, Bo Schembechler, Julie Moran, and the rest of our crew, you guys did a great job. And so did the young men from Michigan. They have won the Rose Bowl, and they did it in impressive fashion. So long, everybody.